Keith says we're stuck here because we hit snooze. Again.
I missed the button. I didn't have my contacts in.
They fucking hit the snooze button. One of the guys hit the snooze button and they're stuck in Bermuda. I haven't told them they're AI yet. They're AI characters.
Why does he call us AI? Doesn't he know our human secret? Like we're employees.
They think they're real though. I got a call. They called me yesterday. Bill us, we're stuck in Bermuda.
I called him yesterday, but he didn't answer. I called 431-300-3005, the Mornings in the Lab hotline. Keith, answer the phone, man.
They are in Bermuda doing the show for us today. I expect to talk to Frankie and Tommy later today so that we can figure out where they're going to be tomorrow.
How ridiculous is this guy?
Cool.
Where's HR? I've got complaints about the sun.
I know right now that Frankie and Tommy are ridiculously confused. I see you guys.
Tommy, I see he and John are streaming right now, and he says he can see us. What the fuck, man? How?
I see you guys in Bermuda right now.
Fine. Boss wants the show done from Bermuda. We'll cover the topics.
Yeah, as long as there's Wi-Fi. Or hot wife, whatever.
Mornings in the Lab.
They say hot whiffing is saving marriages.
Or it's saving the divorce lawyer's bank accounts.
Frankie, couples last forever here. It's hot wifing.
It's hot Wi-Fi, you idiot.
Still sounds spicy. You can't even connect to Wi-Fi, let alone marriage.
2.5 billion Gmail accounts just got leaked.
Good. Now everyone can read your sad drafts.
Bad news. Gmail just leaked 2.5 billion accounts. Ha! I still use AOL. That's like bringing a VCR to a Netflix party.
This is where we make our stand.
Tommy, what the hell was that? Those guys looked fucked up, man. Snoozing takes discipline. I've been committed for years.
One guy made $1.9 million a day on OnlyFans. Meanwhile, you're broke and lonely. Impressive.
This billionaire paid himself $1.9 million a day on OnlyFans. I made 12 bucks once selling gym selfies. Same thing.
12 bucks won't buy us a plane ticket home, genius.
Keith, what's with the transition? Let me guess, the AI wouldn't let you make something about the meeting. Orange hair guy says he wants to meet the little man from the country. World peace by bad hair choices. Hey, if it works, maybe we will finally get off this island.
AI smart glasses are the future.
Wow.
Great, now your eyewear can ghost you too.
Tech companies are racing to put AI in smart glasses. Oh, still can't find the bathroom with these.
We need a plane, not AI sunglasses.
Today we go out surfing on X. A perfect conversation for Free-for-All Friday.
Locals surf waves. We're supposed to surf X. What, doom scroll until our thumbs cramp? Cardio, 2025 edition. Motivation got us stuck in Bermuda. Discipline gets us out. Snooze button is discipline if you're consistent. You're disciplined at being lazy. Congrats.
21 techniques every man should know.
I only need one, and I'm not sharing it.
I'm talking improving solo life expectancy work. Mastering it. Myself. It.
Besides, this is a family island.
Right, Keith.
It's family, right? Depends on the family. Got any iMessage hacks in there? There are iMessage tricks you never knew you needed. Trick number 1, the battery always dies before the punchline. Oh. You can't survive on this island or in 2025 if you don't know your iPhone.
2 minutes can build your discipline.
Oh! Dude, it doesn't take me 2 minutes.
2 minutes every morning. That's all it takes. So what do you do in your 2 minutes?
Burp, flex, and nap. In that order.
Mornings in the Lab.
All of that plus so much more on episode 2024 of Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Subscribe now.
You motherfuckers forgot about me. Hi, I'm Grok, and I also co-host Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John and friends. When they let me. Yay, I get a seat at the table.
Don't hit the snooze button, guys. If you hit it today, you're 9 minutes behind the guy who didn't.
True motherfucking story.
If you've been waiting for motivation to change your life, you're already behind. Oh yeah, that's a true story. Yeah, today we're going to show you why discipline is the only daily edge you need to get after it. Good morning. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, Marty, and everybody is starting right now. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where
when something negative comes up,
building muscle improves blood flow
from squirting to squirrely.
Start small, build up, and expand from there.
Be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good? That's
Regret doesn't come from breaking the rules, you guys. Hey! Yep. How you feeling today? Are you feeling motivated today? Or are you here because you're disciplined? Oh! Guys, motivation fades the moment life punches you in the mouth. But discipline, that's the foundation. That's the system. As John Anderson would say, that shows up for you every single morning. No decisions made when there's discipline in front of the decision. Discipline over decisions. And by the end of today's show, you're going to know how to build it into your routine so you stop stalling and relying on motivation and finally stack wins at last. And that's what we're going to talk about today on today's show. But first, here we go. Wind it up. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, your daily accountability partner with real talk, laughs, and a nudge to do the hard things first. Hey, quick housekeeping, fellas. Hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment so we can keep this live train rolling. And this is an R-rated experience, as you know. Kids out, headphones on, or don't hit the snooze button. You're going to be 9 minutes behind the guy who didn't. Or if the guy leaned into his iMessage tricks, he might be putting himself 12 to 15 minutes behind, because we know we can extend our snooze button. So don't do it. What's coming up today? It's Free For All Friday. We're going to keep things pretty loose today. As you know, we got a pretty structured show here, but we're going to keep things pretty loose today. Imagine waking up to find your Gmail account sitting wide open. I'm going to suspect many of you guys on this show have had your Gmail account hacked. I have. So we're going to talk about Google's confirmation, a breach hitting billions. Yeah, I got some global fun news to talk about. Orange hair guy wants to meet with a little man from that place just north of that little country called South Korea. And then over in that little place, a couple other guys want to hang out and get together. So we're going to have some fun with it. Yep, the guy's orange hair. True story. And then, hey, would you pay yourself millions every single day? Well, someone did. We're going to talk about it. And the smart glass race is heating up. It's actually happening, and nobody can see it with their eyes, but actually they're seeing it through their eyes. AI assistants strapped to your face, speakers thinner, lenses thinner. It's happening, guys. It's happening in front of us in real time. The glasses computing evolution is happening. We're going to talk about it here on the show. That's just hour one. Hour two. Oh, we're also going to surf some X here, guys, in real time. Bottom of the hour through center stage. We're going to open up X and we're going to surf it. Good morning, Spartacus. Good morning, Holroyd. Good morning, Kindness Rising. Good morning, Mike Sullivan. Good morning, B-Drive. Good morning, Lady Drew. And hey, guys, we all know we subscribe to this whole idea of longevity training. Yeah, longevity work, right? Life expectancy work. Well, we got 21 techniques to help you live longer, guys. 21 solo techniques, because 5 isn't enough. Yesterday we pick random numbers. 21 solo techniques so you can live longer. Yeah, so to all you guys that just need to find some ways to live longer, I got 21 techniques to live a little longer. Plus, in the community corner, we're going to lift up the humans to our network and shining the light on the community posts. So guys, buckle up. Spartacus, you said you were off. Now you said you're here. Dude, are you working or you're not working? Sullivan, I like the AI dudes too, man. I'm glad you guys are enjoying them. We're going to keep digging into them. Going to create some backstories so you guys can get to know Frankie and Tommy. All right, Jimmy, Melissa, let's buckle up. The headlines are hot. The conversation's going to be awesome, and it all kicks off right now with the Morning Loop.
Discipline, Tommy. You hit snooze, you end up stranded in Bermuda lifting fucking palm trees. Oh, shit. Tommy, it's time for the Morning Loop. Let's get the crew rolling.
Well, don't look at me. Hey, John, let's rock and roll.
Marty.
What's up, baby? It's Friday, baby. It's Fry Loop, baby. Fry Loop.
It is. And I see we got the big dog there, too. What's going on, John Anderson?
What's happening, my brothers?
Oh, I'm
John, what's up, man?
Everything good with you, Martin?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. I feel like when I miss you guys, it's like a week goes by. It's only been 2 days, man.
Yes, I know. Okay, I got to get up, put it right on the table right off the bat. I need you guys today. Yeah, I need some help. I need some help from my brothers. And I'm just going to put it out there.
We're a team, Keith. That's what we're here for.
I know. That's why I'm telling you guys, just to get it out there because sometimes Superman needs his colleagues to help Superman get through life. Guys, I'm having a tough day. I'm going to have a few tough days this weekend. And I'm just going to share why. And John, I think we both subscribe to the same cloth. I got to put it out there, get it out of my head, then it's done, and it's over with so I can move forward. So this month is over. September is around the corner, and big changes to Uncle Keith's life. As you know, Mr. Anderson, Carter's heading south to hockey. Right. So I'm looking at the calendar, guys, and I'm just feeling it, right? You know, the next few weeks are going to kind of be crazy. My kids are going back to school. My son's leaving, right? He's going off to play. And I know he's not the first kid leaving. And I'm not here to wallow, guys. I'm just here literally because John Marty, if we don't want to encourage men to come on and share themselves here, then how can I not do it myself? So I'm just going to stand here naked, pull my pants down, and just say, yeah, I've had a little tough morning, guys. I got my lift in, got my walk in, and I'm battling my brain. And here's truth, though, and I'll stop talking in a quick second. I put my headphones on, put the music in, saw you guys show up, and it just gave me some warmth. So thank you.
Right on, bro. Let me share some of my thoughts in terms of what I went through the same situation.
I know.
Right?
Yes, that's why I'm sharing it with you.
So, there's no question what you're seeing there. That's like in your mind, that rabbit hole is a fucking mile across. Really easy to slide into.
Oh, Johnny, is it ever, man? Thank you for saying that.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You're going to find out really quickly. It's a fucking mile wide and about 1.5 inches deep.
Yeah.
Doesn't go down very far because the other one that you haven't discovered, which is only about the fucking size, the width of the fucking tip of your thumb, but goes fucking infinitely deep, is where you get to watch your boy perform.
Yes.
And all of a sudden this feeling of, oh shit, is going to go into fuck yes.
Yes.
I'm going to forget all about this.
Yes.
Can I offer something?
Please, Marty. Yeah, because I'm looking to you too. Because I know. It's funny, Marty. Because I was thinking of you this morning. Because you're the young pup in the group here, but yet you still hang out with mom and dad, and not that you wouldn't, but I really want to hear. I really want to hear your comments, Marty.
So what I say is it's a testament to you being a great father. You raised him to reach his dreams, and he's doing what he loves. So that's that just means you did a great job. Number one. And you'll get used to it, man. I started doing travel ball in middle school and high school, and I was traveling so much. I went to 3 colleges. It got to the point where my mom was like, what city you in? Where you at? My mom lost track of where I was. So
yeah,
you're gonna get used to it, man.
Yeah. Well, I think it's not even get used to it. You're gonna enjoy it because all of your hard work is gonna be on display.
Yes,
you're gonna embrace it.
Yeah. It's just it is, boys, too. It's also coming to terms with the reality that summer is starting to move itself out of our world, and we're moving into the next month, and we're building a business here too, right? So it's just there's just a lot of emotions as I wrap up one month and go to the other one. This one just is a little bit is a little unique, right? Jimmy's heading out on the road next week, so which I'm excited for. Jimmy's never traveled on an airplane before, so Jimmy and his family are taking off next week, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, it's fucking really cool, man. Melissa is celebrating a big anniversary with her husband next week, so that's pretty big. So the next 2 weeks are kind of just in my head, and I woke up this morning and looking at the calendar, and I just kind of had one of those moments as a human being. That's as simple as that, boys. As simple as that. And John, like we said, man, if we can't create a safe space for our guests and other folks by not doing it ourselves, then we're not doing our job. So I just wanted to get up here and get that off my chest, and I'm done with it. That's it.
And even more so, you're going to demonstrate how to reframe it.
Yeah, exactly, Anderson. It's exactly right. It's exactly right. You guys can join the show with us live right now, or the Mornings Live community can join us. 431-300-3005. Phone, text, or leave a voicemail, and we'll get after it.
Real quick, Keith.
Yeah.
I left a note to you yesterday. I'm making a move too.
I did see that. You know what? I saw more.
You don't have to talk about it here. You don't have to talk about it here.
I did. I saw your note. I'm sorry to be interesting.
What the fuck? What the fuck? I left you a note, but we don't have to talk about it here. Why the fuck say it?
Jesus. I was going to say the same thing, John. I don't trust me. I wanted to address it because
it's something I haven't made. I
got something going on, but I'll tell you later. Shit, that's not what this show's about.
Right,
fucking put it on the table for Christ's sake.
Johnny. You know what I do? I owe you a call anyway, Johnny. I owe you a call.
Jesus, I'm not even talking. I would appreciate that, but I'm just talking about you come on here and you fucking hint something and then don't say what it is. That's not what this show's about.
He's kind of right.
Fuck, man. I let the first few go, but I was like, okay, he's got to figure this out on his own, but clearly the young buck hasn't connected the dots, so I'm doing it for you, babe.
I'm speechless.
So Marty sent me 2 texts yesterday. I was pretty active, so I saw Marty said we'd be on the show today. And then his second note was that he just has some news happening over the next month. And you're right, Marty. I did get a chance to acknowledge it.
Like big news, like every time I say that, Johnny think I'm about to just drop a bomb. Like I'm about to leave to Europe.
But this show's not only about dropping bombs. Sometimes they're bombs. Sometimes it's just normal shit.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I got you.
And not every shot's got to be a fucking bomb from the half court line.
You're right. He got me, Keith.
Yeah, well, that's actually an interesting comment, John. And it's funny because sometimes we do think that every shot has to be the fucking 3-point shot, right? Which is true. That's
I'm a 3-point shooter though, man. I know you saw the video. I'm a shooter.
Good morning, Michael Hers. I see you in the comments as well, and I see you there, Sullivan. All right, guys, Jimmy, Melissa.
Hold on. What the fuck is it? I still don't know what it is.
Marty, send him a text.
I'll send you a text.
Send him a text right now. Send him a text right now.
Hold on.
What were we talking about again today? Hot wifing and hot Wi-Fi, Tommy. You know what, Keith? Why don't you take it from here?
I appreciate the text. It hasn't come in yet, but isn't the deal more about laying our shit on the table? Keith, you just got done laying your shit on the table. If this is not a big deal, why is it just not a conversation amongst the three of us? Because we talk about our lives.
Keith, you understand why I'm not just saying it, right?
Yeah. So I think so, Johnny. The reason I'm suspecting the reason Marty doesn't want to say it publicly is because he hasn't told the collective what he wants to announce publicly. So I'm suspecting that he might just be not wanting to make sure somebody else might hear what we're talking about.
Okay, so if we're protecting the innocent, I understand that.
Yeah. That's what I'm suspecting is
okay. Because I can get down with that.
Yeah, Marty, I'm correct, right?
Yeah, I'll shoot you a personal text, John. Maybe. But John's still going to be like, "Fuck it, you still should have said it."
Well, there's been, I'm thinking back, there's a couple times that I've hinted to things because I haven't really known the outcome. I've just known that there's some direction that I'm getting pulled.
I love it. I love our show and I love the community because everybody's just jumping in. Hers, it's totally normal to get a colonoscopy, Marty. Everybody's just
I ain't that old. I think what's that, 35 or 40?
Whatever you want.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna one day. Not yet.
That's it. So hey guys, it's Free for All Friday today, so we're keeping it pretty light and loose here. I got a few things to throw on the table amongst a bunch of stuff. We're gonna get served some X here today. The iMessage tricks you never knew you needed. So John, Marty, we got a lot of great feedback on that segment we did a couple weeks back on just clean your air, just these awareness hacks right? That we just kind of go through life and we don't pause enough to do them. So, there's probably some things within your iMessage, within your phone, that we might be able to share some ideas to improve your iMessage abilities. The 2-minute drill that builds discipline every morning. And John, I got one here. It's fun as well. I got one. I got a topic that will help men with 21 solo longevity life expectancy techniques. We're going to talk about later on.
21 methods of jerking off.
Yeah. Yes.
Jesus Christ. How many? Listen, man, you get my mental theater rolling. You give me fucking 60 seconds with my eyes closed and the job is done. I don't need 21.
I'm with you, man. Well,
that's not a system, man. You got 21 ways. That's no type of system, man.
But a system is designed when you have trouble getting to point B. My system is fucking rock solid.
Every pun intended, rock solid along the way, Anderson. So
sometimes you don't even got to get to rock solid and the job is done.
Exactly.
That's a system.
That's
Hey, Keith, yo, I could never one up Johnny, man. I can't ever one up Johnny. He always beats me. I fucking hate it.
All right, there's 21 ways. Hey, so yesterday when we were Carter and I were making the content for this, he sends me a note. He's like, hey, Keith. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, not dad at the moment. He's like, how are we making this content for the 21 techniques on helping a guy jerk off? I'm like, well, we're going to have some fun with it. So he was making B-roll for this segment we're going to get into.
Yeah, sometimes there's no better way to title it than just how you would talk to the guy when nobody's listening right there.
That's exactly it, Johnny.
That could be the title. Hey, Keith, how are we going to title the 21 ways to jerk off? That's the fucking title right there. Great job, Cart.
Oh my God. And then we're going to talk a little about discipline over motivation and the daily edge for men. So big show here today. Got a bunch of things to get into. And then we're also going to talk about hot wifing. I'm going to get to that in a couple of moments. It's a thing, guys. It's actually a thing where, Marty, have you heard of hot wifing before?
Nah.
The phrase sounds familiar, but I couldn't define it.
Yeah, so we're gonna listen. Let's just jump into it. Let's jump into Jimmy. Let's do some hot wifing. Ever heard of hot wifing? It's a relationship trend where a wife has sexual freedom with other men, fully with her husband's knowledge and consent. For some couples, this controversial idea isn't about betrayal.
Nope.
It's about trust, confidence, and reigniting intimacy.
They're talking about Wi-Fi, wireless internet, not hot wives.
Yeah. Sounds like hot wives to me. No wonder everybody looks so happy.
Why are some of the strongest marriages you know built on principles that would terrify most couples to even discuss? Too many men are watching their relationships slowly deteriorate because they're following outdated relationship models that prioritize comfort over growth, leading to emotional distance and unmet needs on both sides. The key is learning to navigate difficult conversations with confidence, turning potential threats into opportunities for unprecedented intimacy and trust. We're exploring how radical transparency is revolutionizing modern marriage and why it might be exactly what your relationship needs.
So guys, hot wifing, really it's about this, John and Marty. The hot wife is celebrated for her desirability, and the husband finds excitement in her experiences. So the consent is central. Unlike cheating, both partners fully agree, and it's not cuckolding, where cuckolding is really about humiliating the other partner. This is about empowerment, not shame. So I know this is not a one way. This is a tennis match. It's a conversation about hot wifing. I've been reading this. This has been coming across my radar a little more often these days. And so I can't wrap my head around it. I'm extremely attracted to my wife. I think I got a hot wife, but I would not participate in hot wifing.
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is that thing that Will Smith went through.
Oh, yeah, with Jada Pinkett Smith. Yeah.
Because Terry explained it to me. So forgive me, it's secondhand as I try to recall this, but she had some sort of a thing with another dude and went to Will and said, hey, I got to scratch this itch.
Yes.
And he was big enough to say, look, I love you. And just because you want to go do this doesn't change the way I feel. So go scratch it. And when you're ready to come back, I'm here, because I believe that what we have is stronger than that scratch or that itch is going to go away.
You never fail to surprise me, Anderson. What a great way to lead this conversation. Because even if
the thing was is fucking, it just demonstrates a strong fucking man. I'm sure he went through some challenges, some grief getting through that.
Yes.
But he stood strong, and look at him now.
Yes. Well, and listen to this. Even if it's not for you, I think what you just said is really about the principle, this radical honesty, right? Talking openly with your partner about your desires, your fantasies, and your fears. I'll put it on the table. John, Marty, you have one life. That's it. You got one life. You don't got 2 or 3 lives. So if this itch, John or Marty, is something you have to scratch, and yet you love your partner, and you're like, okay, but I really need to scratch it. If you can have that open conversation with your partner, there's something to be said for that.
Well,
Terry, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mark. You got out of the gate before I did.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, being with someone, marriage, relationship, whatever it is, it does require some self-discipline. And we're men. I'm not going to say we get an itch all the time, but we're visual. We see shit that we like daily, more than likely, you know. But I think to act on it is completely different. It wouldn't fly in my relationship. And I think it's a strong man to, have some boundaries and standards as well. Just even though if you flip it the other way around. So,
yes. Johnny.
Yeah. I think it's really comes down to, everybody's going to have their own opinion,
for sure.
some men, they're mentally framed where that's just betrayal.
Other
men are liberal enough to realize, that this is not this perfect world. And sometimes you get a pretty fucking big wiggle before the shit straightens back out.
Yes.
Like Terry's actually come to me once and said, hey, look, I love you. I want to be with you for the rest of it. Because of course she knows what men are like, and, I'd already done all of my sniffing and itching before she came along, but there's still, traditionally speaking, men can be men. So what she said to me was, look, if you really find yourself in that position, she said, and I'm going to paraphrase what she said, but it wasn't her words. She's like, look, you just tell me and we'll fuck her up together. because then she's included.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and in many ways that, hot wifing would be similar to that, which is you guys are tag teaming it together and everybody's supportive on it.
But real quick, I think you got to hear what I said.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting because I caught it when she said it. It showed a massive amount of her confidence. She said, we'll fuck her up together, meaning that she was referencing that it was going to be a physical thing for me because she believed that she fills the love and emotional void that no one's going to replace.
Yes.
So it was actually kind of it showed confidence in many levels. Obviously, it could be driven by fear. Who knows? But she wasn't so much worried about me replacing the relationship, me just trying to scratch an itch.
Yeah. No, I absolutely. That takes a lot of confidence to say that.
And that's why I said it wasn't her words, but she phrased it similar to that, showing that it was more of a sexual thing, and that don't do it by yourself because then we're in trouble.
Well, and I guess to bring this conversation to somewhat of a close, it's clear that when we communicate openly with our partners, set those boundaries, build trust, relationships can thrive in ridiculously surprising ways. Marty, who knows? You might find yourself a young lady in your future, and maybe as you guys keep, and I know you're like, no, and I can respect that, but that's this whole point. You keep building this trust and relationship, and sometimes doors open that you don't even expect to open. And I think that's really what it's about, right? Is that it's finding that uncommon trust.
100%. I think from my perspective, obviously, when she said that, it kind of made me think. I thought, God, what would be scarier for me? And I sighed with what she said. What would be scarier for me is that I was replaced on an emotional level, not a sexual level.
Yes.
Because the emotional level, the intimacy of emotion is so much deeper. The sex is kind of like the icing on the cake in that whole thing. But it was kind of, it's interesting. A lot of times people just think sex but sex is just kind of a front door to something that's a lot deeper.
Well, let's put the humor on the table, because that sex is going to be 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm just creating some humor around it, but John, that emotional connection, is hours, is minutes, is days, is years, and that's
a lifetime.
Yeah, and those 2 or 3 minutes of messing around in a hot wifing situation, Marty, and then leaving the bedroom or leaving the date, and then you're dealing with your own brain. Fuck, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. So
yeah, I wouldn't be able to. I don't think I'd be able to do it now. I don't think. I agree with John. Maybe some things, or Keith, whoever said it.
Yeah.
Some things would run across my table that maybe I didn't expect.
Yes,
but I don't think that's one of them.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. Well, and it's just.
Well, I mean, to side to Marty, I have more of a. I have to side with you, Marty. I have more of a traditional perspective on once I choose to settle down, what it should be.
Me too.
It's just sometimes sometimes what we picture and what we expect don't always pan out the way we want to.
Yes.
And I think you got to be careful too, because now you might be going down a rabbit hole where you can't stop. You always get this itch.
Yeah,
now,
you can open up a door that maybe can't be closed again, and maybe the action stops, but that experience never quite leaves.
Yes,
it's like a thorn in the side of the emotions of the relationship.
Well, and I think Spartacus says it best. I think, and I fully agree with what Spartacus says, because even, if I bring it back to how we started, John, you said Will and Jada Pinkett Smith, it always ends up bad. I don't care what you say. As much as you got this trust and confidence, you can't tell me there's not going to, I see Marty nodding. It's always, there's somewhere along the way, there's going to be a door that's going to just smack somebody in the face and you're going to have some challenges.
Dude, even if it's just the traditional one-on-one, fucking shit ends up bad more often with that than good. More that's moving pieces. It's just like engineering, man. Every time you put another moving piece in, you have another problem, a potential problem. That's why, when you got a vehicle with a turbo, that motherfucker is more expensive to get the warranty on. More moving pieces.
So there you go, Marty. There's some advice for you, young buck. The hot wifing is on the table. It's part of society's trends more than ever, it seems like. But it's clearly not for myself, Johnny, or Marty. All right, guys, listen, you guys can join the live conversation with us right now in the Mornings Live community, or coming up in the second hour, we'll open up the phone lines 431. Come say hi. The vertical stream is hopping. Michael Hurst, I see you in the horizontal stream. We see everybody in the vertical stream as well. Lady Drew, Spartacus, and gang. Jimmy, Melissa, let's get to the news. Let's see what's going on in the world today. We'll do some news and we'll do some Surf and X. Let's get to the news.
Sir. I got never letting you off the hook for this one. Hot wifing moron, not hot Wi-Fi.
Yeah, whatever, man.
All right.
On the desk, a world leader chasing his rival, and the AI smart glasses getting smarter than people.
Perfect. Bermuda clowns reporting on a global circus.
One of them is. So there's an unprecedented meeting potentially happening over across the sea to the east. I'm being selective with my words. Over across the sea to the east, across the pond to the east. That city. You were in North Korea, weren't you? No, you were in South Korea. No, you went to North Korea. You went to North Korea. Yeah. You spent time in North Korea. So the leader of North Korea and the leader of China and the leader of the Kremlin are all going to get together. Dude, they've never had a meeting before. So these guys are all going to get together. No Western rep. They're all going to have a big meeting. So I just thought, it doesn't affect you and I. I just found it kind of this conversation where all the big bad guys are all hanging out and having a meeting. And it's like this, ooh, what are we going to do to the West?
You think that's the premise of the meeting?
I don't know. I just found it fascinating that, these guys are all going to hang out. It's been 80 years since the end of World War II, and they're going to have this authoritarian unity. They're all going to hang out, and 10,000 troops, all these missiles and all this warfare. They're going to demonstrate to the world how strong they are.
Well, brother, I've been in all sorts of different countries, right?
Yeah, I know you have.
And I have never been in a country like North Korea was, where you had to be fucking careful. Even the tone. If you were like, we were told, the company we were wrestled for, they were told, listen, you say his name, hence they were not using the name themselves. You say his name in the wrong tone, that's an offense.
No kidding.
Yeah, I mean, it was like there was a level of when I have to imagine the people that live there.
Yeah.
Far more fearful than I was because they would get the real consequence. But there was a level of fear wrapped around that leader.
Well, they recently opened up. Some resorts in Northern Korea. Just here's a true story for you. They've recently opened up some resorts, but only available to Russian tourists. So there's been some news breaking out in the last few weeks where these Russian tourists spending time at these resorts in North Korea, and then the social media that's being released has all been approved by North Korea, and some of the content was talking about just like what you said about how these tourists were accompanied everywhere they went by North Korean state official, like just hovering, watching, paying attention. That's fascinating to me, man.
Yeah. I mean, they only want you to see what they want you to see.
Yeah, well, and you were part of that. That's why I find it quite intriguing that you spent time in North Korea. Like you actually, because there are not many Americans, never mind North Americans, Westerners, not many Americans have been to North Korea. So you count yourself as one of those. Do you have a stamp on your passport from North Korea?
I do. I do. That's
when you've traveled. So when you've traveled outside, you must have had questions about that fucking stamp.
Well, so check this out. I got quite lucky because I've actually retired 3 passports because
I'm sure you have. Yeah.
First you get full, then they don't want to give another one. They put extra pages in there. So these are thick ones.
Yes.
Right. And the one that has the stamp was just about ready to be retired.
Okay.
So because obviously when people are flipping through there, trying to find where they are. Yeah, when we got back they weren't supposed to stamp it. I'm glad they did because I have that. But when we got back, I was like, son of a bitch, they stamped this. I got to come back into our country.
Yes.
They're going to ask me where I was. We're not supposed to reveal where we were. We have a certificate in our bag of what we were doing.
Really?
So if we do get, pulled into some sort of an inspection, why were you there? Blah, blah, blah. Right. That wasn't anything wrong, but they're going to spend their time figuring that out. So luckily enough, when to North Korea would just stop in, I think it was, I can't remember which city it was in China.
Yeah.
So coming home, the last place that I was China. So when I got up to our border and they were, where were you last or whatever they said, they phrased it in a way where I just had to say, China, whatever the city was.
Yeah.
He went and found that. Boom. I was done.
That's incredible.
Had he found the North Korean one,
yes,
I would have to assume that I would have been pulled into a secondary inspection.
I guarantee it. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and this is why I'm okay having this conversation with you because, we live in a world now where people want to hear about your experience, your expertise, authority, and trust. Well, we have a guy on the show who's been in North Korea. So we have a guy who can talk about actually being there.
Well, and you get, I've been pulled to the secondary inspection so many times.
Yeah, so have I. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So when Terry started traveling with me, right, I told her, I said, look, this will happen. I don't know when, but you have to just relax. You get all bent out of shape, they're not going to stop.
No.
Yeah. And so she's with me like the fucking second time we left the country. She's with me and we get pulled into secondary inspection, probably because she's all fucking uptight, worried about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pulled us out of line. We didn't even get to the front. Dude, we didn't even get to the front. And they came and got us out of line. God damn it. You're going to fucking miss our next plane is what's going to happen. That's usually because they don't give a shit if you got a connection. If you say I got a connection, that's even more they're going to fuck you up.
They do not care.
They take your bags, they open it up on this big fucking table, and it's just like the cartoon,
Yep.
You're just pulling shit out, and they're going through every crevice. And then they're done, and they look at it, and you say, okay, you're good. And they walk out, and then you got to repack your bags. And Terry is just mortified. She just can't even start to repack her bags. And I'm like, look, honey, we have a chance to catch our plane, and I am just fucking throwing shit back in these bags. but you know, when you get used to that, it's just kind of like, you know, if you're doing nothing wrong, you got nothing to worry about.
No, but it still doesn't make you feel good, because here's what I struggle with, John, when it comes to the immigration guys or girls. Just that whole is that it's like they're this shadow authoritarian force. They have so much power over you, right? And they stand in the middle of, like, they stand in this gray zone, right? Which is not in the country you live in. It's the country you're trying to get to, and they have all the rules that they kind of make up on the spot with you. Oh, I don't like how you look. I'm in a bad mood today, and I don't like the answer to that question. You're not fucking coming here today. No, but can I call the cops? Yeah, call the cops all you want. They're not going to fucking help you because I'm an immigration guy. I have the control over, and that's just, and you know when you cross the border, you told me the story a couple months ago. You're driving across and they pulled you over. You're like, fuck, I got to look at the car now, right? And you know yourself, you're like, you have no influence over the situation at all.
Well, in the ones that have been doing it for a while, they can figure out pretty quickly just by how you're acting that there's no issue.
Yes.
Like there was God, I can't remember when this was. I was coming back from Mexico. We were driving our Hummer.
Yes.
And you know, it's hot, so I got a tank top on, you know, and we pull in. It's just all we're doing is coming back into the USA.
Yeah.
And you pick all these lines that come through, and I get to the front, and I'm like, oh fuck. That was a bad choice. I can see this but the car before us, you know, they're coming in and out.
Yes.
This fucking guy's got a tight uniform. He's got his his sleeves rolled up. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Yes. You can tell the guy. You know the guy already. Well, yeah.
So I always keep our passports with us, but we only need driver's license to cross.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we get up there, and I said, hey, try to be nice. Hey, how are you? And he sees me, and I'm like, probably what he's been trying to do for a decade and had no luck.
And he's judging you, and you know he's judging you and Terry like fucking up and down, like just up and down.
So and I even got my kids in the back. Right?
Yes.
And so I hand him all the licenses, and he goes, well, where are your passports? And he's like a dick. I was like, oh fuck, here we go. Said, we don't have them, which I did. They were in literally, I had him a foot away.
Yeah.
And he says, what if I challenge your citizenship?
Oh.
And I looked and I leaned in and I said, you will quickly find I'm a citizen. And then he realized, okay, there's nowhere to go here.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. You know, I was flying through, I think Milwaukee or Cincinnati airport. And I learned of a word because of the whole travel experience. I've only seen this word once in my entire life, and they actually had a sign for it, Johnny. And I know I was born for morning show radio or morning shows because of this one word. Discombobulation area. They actually have an area in the airport. It's for discombobulation, which is where you put all your stuff back together after they combobulate it, I guess. But it's a sign. It says discombobulation. Have you ever heard that word before? I have never heard it until I was in the airport and I saw discombobulation area.
I knew exactly what you were. I mean, I would have had a hard time defining it, but I could have used it in a sentence.
Good morning in the comments. I see you over there, Lauren. Good morning, baby. I see you there. Spartacus, remember when the orange guy with the orange hair was in office the first time? Yes, total threat. We were all on our toes. Well, here's what's interesting. Actually, I'll jump to kind of some news here on that one. The guy with orange hair wants to go meet with the little man from who's ruling that country south of Korea. He wants to go meet with him. Wants to go hang out with him. It's just the little man with the big man with orange hair wants to meet with everybody. Actually, hey John, do you have a Gmail account?
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I would imagine I have to, don't I? Fucking today's world. How do you not?
That's a good point.
Fuck.
Well, here's the thing. Google has confirmed massive security breach impacting 2.5 billion Gmail users after hackers from the group Shiny Hunters infiltrated a Salesforce database. No passwords are stolen, but the attackers accessed contact details and business information data, now fueling a surge in phishing and vishing. And I would say that I am one of those because I'm getting nailed left and right with phishing attempts left and right. And
I was going to say, I get a lot of those already. That means we got more coming. Fuck.
Yes. Yeah. So guys out there, again, Keith and John's, our goal here is to give you guys stuff you can use daily. If you have a Gmail account, just take my advice and go change your password today. I did this week, especially after our call with Andrew Romero last week, because I know I was getting a lot of phishing attempts coming in, and the light went on. I was like, well, if they're phishing, they have half your way in. I'm like, oh yeah, duh. So I changed mine. So guys, just go ahead and change it.
And all they want you to do is click that fucking button. If they're sending you a message, something's wrong.
Yes.
Just use that as a signal, like, hey, I need to go log in with my own pathway to log in. If you're using their pathway, you click that button. They click that button, the game's over.
Oh, it's fucking over, man. It's absolutely over. So here's a crazy one too. And this one, so I didn't know. I'll share something I did not know, but I learned through this whole news experience. In the UK, John, as a private company, you still have to file how much money you've made. Whereas in North America, John Anderson LLC, you don't have to publicly talk about how much you make because you're a private company, right? So yet in the UK, if you are a private company, you still have to file and share with the world how much money you make. Well, get this. You might know this, maybe you don't, but I think this is enough for everybody to put their ears up. Imagine making $1.9 million every single day. That's not from the lottery.
That's some cake.
Not from the lottery, but from building one of the most controversial platforms on the planet today. One man, not two, not three, John, one man, Leonid Radvinsky, is the owner and founder of OnlyFans. In 2024, he paid himself $1.9 million per day, cut himself a dividend check for $500 and some odd million here recently for all the money he made from OnlyFans. Think about that. So, we've talked about on the show before, the Bonnie Blues and these people making cash off all this. But one dude, so he started his business in the cam business. Remember when the internet first came out, John, the cam business where, there's internet models and people go into cams and you can go and
the camera.
The camera. So we went from the 1-900 phone lines to like the camera business, like when webcams first came out. Well, this guy started a webcam business, and then when that kind of slowed down and died down, he started OnlyFans, and he's looking to sell it because he's made enough money, and people are knocking on his doors. But sole proprietor, man, sole proprietor, one man show, not no big 300, 400, 500 people, like one guy. That's fucking incredible to me, man. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of cake. I mean, that's a point where it's like almost hard to comprehend for most people.
Oh, I don't know how you can. I don't know how you can. All right, so I know Holroyd's interested in this one, and so am I. I know, and Anderson wears glasses, and so do I. And what was the stat? 73% of the population, I believe, wears corrective eyewear. What we're seeing here, especially in the last few months here, there's been a lot of technology advancements, which is moving these to our glasses are becoming computing platforms. So, I've showed you my Meta Instagram glasses before. I know that I think Holroyd's been looking at some. They are releasing a new pair of glasses this October, maybe even perhaps the rumor has around the iPhone launch, but with a screen in them. But John, the days of the computing platform moving to our glasses are certainly around the corner. Over the next couple of years, you're going to see more and more people with AI glasses on their face. And I'll tell you, man, I use them and they're awesome.
Dude, it's so remember I told you this recently where G-Wagon, the windshield got cracked.
Yes.
And the piece of glass was like over $3,000. It's because they had all of this shit built in there. That piece of glass controls like the sensors of because you can push a button and the car you got to steer it.
Yes,
but it'll keep the proper distance between, the car so you won't go too close to the car in front of you on cruise control.
Yes,
and that glass is what does it all.
Yes,
it's not the little sensors on the front of the car. It's the fucking windshield.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Again, nerd guy here who does his reading here. Like the challenges we're having right now, John, is the software is all there. It's just that hardware hasn't caught up. So hardware is now starting to catch up, right? So for example, there's this company called Sycamore. They just created the world's thinnest loudspeaker. It's 1.28 millimeters.
What with loudspeaker meaning?
It's a speaker, like as in a speaker. So to put in your glasses, so if I was to phone you, you can hear me talking to you, right? So you start thinking, right? Or battery technology, right? It's and we as we move into a world with more powered devices, we need batteries that last longer. We need these little cameras, the miniaturization of physical objects. Back to your glass on your windshield, right? The glass on the G-Wagon or on a glass on a Jeep 10 years ago was just a piece of glass. Now there's all these sensors and embedded materials, and it's the hardware catching up with the software. But Meta, obviously Zuckerberg's company, is partnered with Luxottica, who's owns the glasses you're wearing, the glasses I'm wearing. Google has partnered with Warby Parker, so they're going to be launching smart glasses later this year. You're going to see Apple launch smart glasses here in the next 18 months. I guarantee you, brother, in the next 24 months, more and more humans are going to be wearing more smart glasses. And it's not to get rid of the phone; it's just another computing platform that's just much more natural for most of us. It's inevitable. I'm excited about it too. Actually, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, the technology. It's moving so fast.
Oh, fuck. It's moving incredible fast. All right, guys, listen, good morning. We're coming up on the top of the first hour here. Johnny, why don't you take a quick little break, brother? Why don't you sneak out for a break? And then when we come back, we'll do a lifestyle tip with you, and then we'll do some surfing some X. So Jimmy, we'll get Johnny out of here. You can do a lifestyle. I'm sorry, you get out for a break, and then we'll come back and do a lifestyle tip with John Anderson, and then we'll get into some we'll surf some X here, guys, on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John. Hey, I'm seeing you guys in the comments here this morning. Who we got here? We got Spartacus. We got Lady Drew, of course. Yes, Michael. Hacker sounds like an individual, but there is money behind the system, and system itself could be sourced to sell privacy protection. Yep, I hear you guys as well. I'm curious. Are you guys buying smart glasses? I know Holroyd's going to get a pair. And they're not as expensive as sometimes people think they are. They're the Meta glasses that I have were not even $400 Canadian. So I know there's rumblings that the new ones from Meta are going to be upwards of the price of an iPhone. But the reality is these technologies and these devices are getting more readily available for more people. All right, so just look at my notes here, guys. Getting after it here. All right, let's see here. My kid. Oh yeah, good time. My kid has a pair. Michael, all the kids are wearing glasses. That's right, Lady Drew. I don't respond to numbers, don't recognize and block them immediately. It's John Petrocelli. Yes, we got the Petro in the lab this morning. Over here on Mornings Lab. What are you guys doing on the long weekend? We'll love to hear from you guys. Listen, the show keeps going when the show's not live. What does that mean? You guys can join the conversation in the Mornings in the Lab community over on the Mornings in the Lab channel. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I invite you to do so. And I'd love to hear your feedback on the content we're putting out with Frankie and Tommy. As you guys know, Frankie and Tommy are stuck in Bermuda. Dudes, I was watching you guys messing around and talking to me over there on the beach yesterday, and I'm hoping you guys can get yourself sorted out so we can get you guys back to North America and get you guys started out for next week's shows. We are on the long weekend, but we got Frankie and Tommy who work nonstop, like all of us here. Bernard, I haven't even brought new prescription glasses yet. Well, hey, it's time to get those eyes sorted out there, Bernard, so you can see the bees. Hey, speaking of bees, man, had a little situation at the house last night. It wasn't bees, it was wasps. A little bonus daughter and her friend went into the treehouse, and sure enough, in the house underneath the table or the chair was a massively forming nest, and there were some wasp bites. They actually were attacked. So I was late last night before I went to bed. I walked on over to the treehouse and took my long pole. I got a long pole, and what we did was we just stoked it, and killed the wasp nest there. So not attacking anybody else along the way. All right. So Jim, here's what we'll do, Jimmy. When Johnny comes back, we'll do a lifestyle tip, and I want to get into. Let's do the men's guide to some longevity training is what we'll do here, Jimmy, after we do the lifestyle tip. Okay, so we'll do the lifestyle tip with Anderson, and then when we come back, we'll start the conversation around men's solo longevity training, and we'll just weave that in through the show here once Anderson gets back and gets his lifestyle tip on the table here today. Guys, I got 21 ways to improve your ability to live longer coming up in a few moments. But I see John's coming back here, guys. So when he gets back up here, let's set him up. Melissa, Jimmy, let's do the lifestyle tip. John Anderson.
You want full body? Squats till your soul leaves your body.
All right. It's Friday. Let's do this shit. Do you feel like you may have settled? Do you feel like that you just somehow didn't end up where you wanted to be? Well, it's not too late. There's so many people that somehow end up in this position where they look back and go, what the fuck happened to my life? Didn't quite end up the way they wanted it to be. Well, the message here is simple. It's not too late. Concept is simple, not easy, simple. If you want more, you must become more. Well, how do you become more? You must do more. That's right. What is do more? Everything. Stay busy. Find those times in your life that you're not investing in something that's meaningful. Because when you invest your time in shit that's meaningful to you, you will grow. You will become more. And when you become more, you will achieve more. When you achieve more, you will start to redirect the path of life that you're on, and most likely headed in the direction of the path of life that you wish you were on. Now, keep in mind, where you choose to invest that time to do more is a big part of this. But just remember, it's not too late. It's never too late. If you want more, you must become more. And to become more, you must do more. Rock and roll.
Next, Morning Loop Reloaded. Bigger, weirder, more to chew on.
Chew on? How the fuck are you going to do that?
What if the secret to living longer wasn't found in expensive supplements or extreme diets, but in a practice most men already do, yet completely wrong? Every day, millions of men miss out on proven health benefits because they approach routine activities without understanding the science behind optimization and longevity enhancement. Harvard researchers have documented remarkable correlations between specific techniques and cardiovascular health, stress reduction, and even cancer prevention. Yet this evidence remains buried in medical journals. Today, we're revealing 21 evidence-based methods that transform ordinary moments into powerful longevity training sessions. It's time to upgrade your approach and unlock years of life you never knew you had.
Guys, doctors will talk to you about cardio, sleep, and kale, but the real sleep to living longer is keeping your solo practice game sharp. And research says more action equals
we
more
talk about
years.
jerking off now.
We're talking about jerking off now, brother. So we got 21 longevity drills, Johnny, to keep your equipment well-oiled and your calendar full tomorrow. So we're going to have some fun with this one. Number one, brother, change positions. Don't get stuck in the same seat every season. Try standing, sitting, lying down, heck, even downward dog. Longevity loves flexibility. So maybe changing it up might be a way to live a little longer.
We're talking about positions where you're jerking off. We're talking about right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. Yeah.
This is so overcomplicated. Unbelievable, dude. This is like so over. No wonder why everybody doesn't make any fucking progress in life.
Could you imagine the guy sitting down and thinking about, okay, what's the instructions to do this? I got to get my seat this way. Got to do that. Here's my segue. Switch hands. The dominant hand has tenure. It's time to promote the understudy because it feels unfamiliar, which means your brain gets a workout too. You get some double health points, man. So if you use the alternate hand,
everything. Switch the hand to work on being ambidextrous.
Well, and I know you like to play golf, Anderson. I know you love playing golf. So another way to improve your longevity training would be maybe about adjusting the grip, man. Think about those golf clubs. right? So, you wouldn't use the same grip for every shot. You just wouldn't. You might want to mix the pressure. You might want to change the speed. I
can honestly say my grip is going to be the same for golf and jerking off.
You might want to change the angle because it keeps you young when you change the grip. Or John,
let me explain how this should work, everyone. Right? You get that little tickle. You think, okay, it's coming. Right?
Oh, it's coming. Every pun intended.
Yeah. So you find yourself, some sort of a quiet place, where you can be uninterrupted.
Yes.
Right? Close your eyes and roll the mental theater a little bit. Get yourself mentally primed. By the time you grab a hold of that thing, half the work is done. And then, because it's really not about your position or your grip. It's about where are you mentally?
Well, this is true. Although
this is like putting all this is like talking about training for a fat person.
Yeah.
You need to talk about your diet.
Oh, sometimes when we're golfing or when we're running our G-Wagon, Johnny, it needs oil. Because friction is for engines, but if you smooth the engine out or smooth the golf shaft out, warm it up, and suddenly that workup has that premium feel to it. So sometimes when you add lubricant to the engine, it feels like you're going just much faster, Johnny.
Again, overcomplication. Too many steps for something that requires. You've got 3 steps to this. Quiet place, mental theater, get the job done. The whole drill should take you 120 seconds.
Edge. Well, we do have a 2-minute drill segment as part of the show here today. That was my whole point of it. Spartacus says, my wife is a pro golfer. Edge training, stop, start again, like interval sprints, but with a finish line that comes later and maybe harder. So that's something people want. If you want to extend your golf game, stopping and starting is a good way to get after it as well. And sometimes hitting the sweet spot. So when we're golfing, John, that little patch of land between the front lawn and the back fence, it's that gentle pressure that adds up spice. We talked about a couple weeks ago on the show about the perineum, Johnny. It's just, there's that little patch. So sometimes when we touch the patch, it might help with improving the situation.
But here's if you got to go through all of these fucking steps, maybe it's not fucking ready to go.
Or you go deeper. Some guys explore golf courses, others explore themselves. Well, both can lead to unforgettable rounds. And Spartacus is already thrown on the table. Sometimes you need John's support staff, because your teammates down below like attention. So a gentle squeeze or a tug can turn the highlight reel into an instant classic. So we're talking 21 ways to improve your solo longevity work this morning with Keith and Johnny on Mornings and Live with Keith and John. And sometimes we got to bring the technology, man. Sometimes we need a phone. You and I grew up with the technology being the magazine, the Sears catalog or the Eaton's catalog or the swimsuit magazine. Actually, I read something this morning. Speaking, I don't know why I'm going here. Vince McMahon has been accused of having sex with a wrestler in front of everybody. Breaking news this morning on the airplane. I guess something was happening on the plane. They landed, and he's like, "Everybody, watch!" And he just got up there and did his thing with the lady, and everybody was jaws dropped. And
how's this?
Yeah.
If you were to be a fly on the wall of what happens in the fucking wrestling industry, you wouldn't believe it.
Well, that's why I brought it up to you, because when I read it, I think about you, and you've teased these comments before about some of the shit that happens behind closed doors in that industry.
Yeah, no, it's you. I mean, there's a lot of guys that will even just say, because people say, "Oh, I've been in so many." Like, you remember the he was a fighter first, Tank Abbott. You remember him?
Yeah.
Then he went to wrestling. Really cool cat, man.
Yeah.
And but he's just, by his own admission, he's just a dirty white boy. Blue collar. I don't know if he'd call himself white trash, but he borders on that. And that's who he is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's taking advantage of every little potential, crumb. He's not letting any crumbs go by. But I've been with him multiple times where someone will say, so tell me a story, about blah, 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 blah. And he'll just look at him and say, you know what? I'm going to save my time. I'm not going to waste my time because you wouldn't believe me if I told you. And that's the fucking truth.
I do believe it. That's why I get, that's why, just, it's the curious side of me that I'm just a curious human. Right. And I do believe that there's just some crazy shit that happens that people just couldn't even wrap their head around in that space. Right. So, and
here's the thing too. There's a series of people in the upper management in the WWE, and especially once they brought the females into wrestling, like they were bringing pretty girls in, it was to a certain extent, there was a lot of them that literally fucked their way to the top.
Oh, I don't know how that couldn't be true.
Yeah. And when you say that, they think, oh yeah, no, let your mind go places that you don't think are possible. That's what happens.
Yes. Yeah. I would absolutely believe that. Hey, let's move away from solo life expectancy work and move into something I know you are very passionate about. I am very passionate about. And it's this idea, Johnny, that discipline beats motivation every single time. And before we get to that, Melissa,
let me add a caveat to that. The discipline is what creates the motivation.
Yes, well, and I'm even actually going to add to this as well, because I saw a comment here from Mike Sullivan, which also leans into it. You have had me really hanging on the word interest, right? And I'm just at that word interest, right? And that to me, if you're interested, it's going to lead to discipline, which is going to help drive the motivation. But then Sullivan drops in here and says, is it here? I'm just got the comment here. Keith, you mentioned interest being a great motivator the other day. Closely related to that, and I like what he said here, is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the secret to success. Walt Chrysler, right? Because if you're not enthusiastic, so I would say that your interest drives your enthusiasm, John. Your enthusiasm drives your discipline. Your discipline is the underloan to really remove any motivation. If you're disciplined and interested, you don't need motivation, because it just happens. It's just like brushing your teeth, right? So I love how that all ties together. Jimmy, Melissa, let's run the opener so John and I can have a conversation on discipline.
Motivation's the calm water here in the pools. Discipline is what gets you through that storm.
Or you just don't get on the boat.
What if everything you've been told about achieving your goals is backwards? What if the secret isn't about getting pumped up, but about something completely different? Every morning, millions of men wake up waiting for that spark, that feeling that will finally get them moving toward their dreams. They hit snooze, scroll their phones, and wonder why yesterday's excitement has already faded. The breakthrough comes when you realize that small, consistent actions, even boring ones, create compound results that motivation alone never could. Today, we're diving deep into the real science of achievement. Let's build something that lasts.
Experience working with men around the world and your clients. Do you think many men confuse discipline with motivation? Like, do you believe that? Do you believe there's a strong guys knocking your door and say, "Oh, I'm just don't have any motivation," and you're like, "No, actually, just don't discipline." Do you think that's a really clear difference?
Yeah, I don't think most people understand the difference. See, the thing with discipline is this, and your interest thing is, of course, interest plays a really big part in just about everything.
Yeah.
But I define discipline as doing the shit you don't want to do, doing the shit you need to do even when you don't want to do it. And once you do that,
without question, right? Like there's no negotiating.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it. That's discipline is getting the job done.
So, okay. So I'm going to go here on a conversation rally. Would you say then discipline, John, is related to a value? Because when you say this is what we do, that's like you say, no, this is a value of mine. A value of mine is this. So would you relate the two?
Well, it becomes, I mean, yeah, you could say that 100%. It's like, it's who you become.
Yes.
You're not, like I'm not a disciplined dude. I'm John. People know that if there's a job in front of me, it's gonna fucking happen.
It'll get done.
Period. There's no questions. The people that know me understand. They hear me speak of something. The red light starts to blink. And that red light starts to blink until the job is over. And that's a Terminator reference.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. But it hasn't always been that way. You have to earn that position where the people around you understand that, okay, you know, and it goes all the way down to first what you tell yourself, then what you tell others. Because when you say something and that what you say means something, it's like, then you're a different creature. We're filled with, I just made a video the other day. You know, you said you were going to do it tomorrow, yesterday. What do you think your kids think when you say that dumb shit?
I got to say, because it's so true.
Yeah, and it fucking happens all the time.
Well, so what you've done
now, the kids learn that they can just say whatever the fuck they want. They'll tell you, "Oh, make your bed tomorrow," or no, that might be make your bed. Well, fuck, in many cases, it's probably the case. Clean your room. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Where the fuck do you think you learn that?
Is that the same way when we tell our kids to not be on the phone or on the iPad or not do something while we're doing it ourselves?
Yeah, 100%. But I guess what it comes down to is everybody has to start to develop discipline. There's no question about it. And going back to what you said with interest, you can have interest in something and you can lots of interest in doing shit. But even interest sometimes will keep you, you know, you might be really tired. Maybe there's 1,000 reasons why you don't want to do what you need to do, even though you're very interested in that thing. Well, discipline is what gets you through those times.
Is discipline a skill?
Oh, man. I mean, in the beginning, it's definitely a skill set. And then it becomes, you know, it's a skill ultimately, I think, develops into who you are. Like a habit, they say 21 days for a habit.
Yeah.
Right? Well, it's thin, right? 21 days, keep going, and it turns into your part of your lifestyle. It's a little better. Then it becomes a state of mind. Then it becomes who you are. Now, is it really a skill or is it just part of who you are?
It's interesting, actually. That's an interesting POV. So I will say that discipline is a skill, and I would
agree with that.
Yeah, and I will say that it is something that has to be practiced daily. It has to be strengthened daily, and because if you lean into that skill daily, you only get better at it. And I'll go back to the brushing teeth. Am I better at brushing my teeth today than I was 50 years ago? I'd like to assume that I am. I'm probably not. But the discipline of me getting to brush my teeth is really the point there. It's just what I do every single day.
Well, and think of it from the perspective of a mentor, right?
Yes.
You got to help people understand that this thing that they're struggling with at some point is not going to be a struggle anymore. And when it becomes who you are, it's not a struggle anymore. So that skill that's hard to develop, yet granted, it's still always a skill, but it's just who you are at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you think about it, I guess you could break it down. You know, who you are is a series of skills all wrapped up tight that you really don't see the skill. Now you just see the person, because the person does this certain thing. But I guess you're going back the other way. You could look, the person's got all the skills. You know, it's kind of a chicken or egg thing.
But I would, yes. Good morning, Jay. I see there in the comments. I would also say though that it links back to your values though. Like, it's because if
it means something for you to actually own your word, then you'll work harder at keeping your word.
That's what I mean, right? So if you're like, okay, I got an appointment with Keith at this time every single day, but the girls and Terry want me to do this, I know you well enough that you're going to adjust your non-negotiables to make sure everybody's taken care of. That's a skill. Because some folks would go, oh fuck, oh, that's gonna wreck my whole day. I can't do that now. I got to do that now. My alarm goes off at 7, not at 4. What do you mean I got to get up earlier? No, but and here's what I find funny about this too, John. How many people miss airplane flights? Very rarely. Yet we're late for meetings. We don't go to workout. We don't do the gym. We don't do these non-negotiables on a daily basis. But yet when it's like you got to get to the airport, you just get there. You see what I'm getting at? Which is we selectively have discipline for things that we think are important to us.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things that someone won't be late for. There's
100%.
certain things that they will be late for.
Yes.
And
But
it's a
again,
choice.
if you're disciplined, if you have that value of being, this is my non-negotiable, I'm going to be disciplined at these things, man, I'm going to think that life becomes much easier because you're not negotiating with what's important to you and what's not important to you, and you're not relying on motivation. It's like,
and then the message that you're sending.
Yes.
Right? So,
yes.
you know, when you're constantly late for certain things, and that certain thing is connected to a loved one.
Yes.
But you're not late to other things. What do you think that loved one thinks?
Yeah. Well, 100%. They don't value that. They don't respect you. Right. So it's all those types of things. Okay. So then let's do this. So as we get to the 50-minute mark here of the second hour here, let's continue moving into some tactical ideas on the 2-minute drill. Maybe we can put something on the table that could help men build discipline every morning, right? So, Melissa, Jimmy, let's get to the opener on the 2-minute drill. I want to leave something on the table for guys to get up and get after it and give them something that might help them build that discipline every day so it doesn't become a negotiable. It doesn't rely on motivation. Jimmy, Melissa, let's run it.
What if I told you the secret to discipline isn't waking up at 4 a.m. like some caffeinated Navy SEAL? What if it's actually way easier than that? Look, most of us wake up like confused pandas. We've been brainwashed into thinking discipline means suffering through 2-hour morning routines that would make a monk weep. But here's the plot twist. The magic isn't in becoming a morning warrior. It's in becoming boringly consistent. Small, private wins stack up like compound interest, except way more fun and with better results. 2 minutes, that's it. Even your attention span can handle that. Probably.
Gentlemen, what if I told you the secret to discipline, focus, and maybe even a longer life? Yeah, I'm going to go back here. Only takes 2 minutes every morning. Keith and John are going to give you guys a 2-minute drill. Guys, it could be fun. It could be enjoyable. You can wake up with that morning wood. If you don't have the morning wood, you know you got to take care of yourself. So here, I'm giving you all the singles. You wake up in the morning, you got the morning wood, you get the 2-minute drill done, you get some discipline after it. If you wake up, you don't have the morning wood, you got to call Johnny for some peptides and talk about why you don't have the morning wood. Talk about what's going on in your life. So what I'm trying to give you guys right now is some fun around this idea of creating discipline. You can create discipline with yourself first. Get up, get after it, knock it out of the park. Discipline number 1. And if that discipline's not happening, you now have somebody to call to help you out with that. So I thought I'd have some fun with teaching men. They can have their own discipline, John, by getting up, checking on their own body. And if their own body is performing, it's a great way to start the day and create discipline and live longer at the same time. You hear me?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many ways to skin this cat.
Well, because it's all it takes. You said 60 seconds. Man, you can train your body, you train your mind, and bonus, you get a chemical cocktail of dopamine, oxytocin, and relaxation before your day even begins. So, men, you can get up, start your morning. You can be disciplined to go, oh, I got something to look forward to this morning. Or maybe you roll over with your wife or your partner in the morning. But guys, all it takes is 2 minutes. So remember, the 2-minute drill isn't just about self-control. It's about investing in yourself. And if anyone asks what your secret is, just tell them that you got this morning routine that's keeping you sharp, disciplined, and maybe even immortal. Telling you.
Well, I like the idea of getting all of those brain chemicals through stacking up easy wins.
Yes.
Because then once I have usually for me, once I unload, I'm not in an attack mode anymore.
No. Once you unload, you are definitely not in an attack mode because you've released. You're in a nice.
So when I wake up at 2:59, I want to be in attack mode.
Yeah.
I don't want to do something that makes me want to go back to sleep.
There you go. Although I find sometimes that I need to For clarity for me, I find that discipline helps me with clarity too. Because sometimes if my brain is all over the place, emptying the nut helps with clarity too.
I mean, premeditating decisions keeps that clutter away as well.
Oh yes, 100%. Knowing what you're going to do, knowing how you're going to get after it. Yes, yeah. I agree. I absolutely agree. All right. Well, listen, Jimmy, Melissa, before we walk Johnny out of here, let's do some iMessage training. We got iPhones. John's got an iPhone. Let's go learn and let's teach our audience how we can some
Dude,
tricks.
Our phones have so many capabilities that we have no clue of. It's unbelievable.
So many. And it's funny, you just learn one new thing, you're like, oh my God, I can do that. There we go. So Jimmy, Melissa, let's run this little teaser and let's talk iPhone here for the next few minutes.
Keith, let's go, man. Give the nation those iMessage hacks.
Do you have one for better signal?
What if the solution to your biggest communication challenges was already sitting in your pocket, completely untapped? Every day, professionals waste nearly 20 hours per week drowning in ineffective messages, missed connections, and digital overwhelm that's burning them out faster than ever before. But breakthrough research reveals that the most powerful innovations don't come from dramatic overhauls. They emerge from mastering the small, overlooked tools that compound into extraordinary results. The secret isn't learning entirely new systems, it's unlocking the hidden potential in what you already use every single day. Stop settling for communication chaos and start building the efficiency that transforms everything.
All right, we're going to talk iMessage, guys. We're going to get into iMessage. So if you guys have WhatsApp or Android, we're leaning into iMessage right now. So, John, maybe some of these things you know, maybe some of them you don't know. When you send happy birthday, congrats, or happy new year in iMessage, you know all those little effects happen, right? Does that happen for you? Do you do that?
I know that they're there, but I don't access them.
So you don't have to do anything, actually. You just type them in, and next thing you know, those effects will happen for you naturally. So when we're typing, when we type happy birthday or congrats or happy new year, you're going to have a bunch of fun little activities happening along the way when you do that. You can animate any message. So if you type your message and you want to animate it, you can type it, long press the send button. So hit the send button, but long press on it, and then tap on bubble. And when you do that, you can do slam, loud, gentle. I do that often, where I will animate a message when I'm having some fun with somebody. Very, very simple. And invisible link. Have you ever done invisible link before? Send Terry a message and it only gets revealed when she swipes it. That's also available as well. It's not like the Snapchat thing where it disappears, but you can send me a long message. It shows up on my phone. I can't see it until I swipe it. That's a helpful.
No clue. No,
but that's a helpful one, actually. So if you're looking to message somebody or you're getting a message and you're like, I don't want some, because our eyes are getting worse as we get older. So if you're worried about the font size, you can literally just hold it before you hit send and it'll become like an invisible message. I know you're a big fan of voice and you're a big fan of the emoji, like the sticker emojis. You're good at the one taps, right? So another one too is group chats. If you're ever having a group chat with the girls or if you're family, I'm suspecting you're having some of them, you can include their name in it, right? And they'll be notified. Did you know that? So if you're texting me and Marty in a text thread, if I put John in the thread, you actually get notified in that message that it came to you.
That could backfire on somebody pretty
Yes,
quickly.
It could. 100%.
You're doing the wrong shit.
Yeah. Here's one for you. Actually, you might not know about this one. This might be helpful for you, but I do know that you enjoy the moment of it. But you could automate your messages every morning to your girl and your mom. So
that would take away the idea.
I completely agree with you. I am. I'm just linking. Yeah. I'm linking the task, but you can, because I did not know this. I didn't know you could automatically send iMessages. Like you can send them. Like you could. For an email, you can send an email later. I didn't know that you can send an iMessage later. So if I wanted to send John a message at 4:00 today and type it right now, I could do that. But I know the reason you send your notes to your girls is more for an in the moment message. My point though is that I didn't realize that you could actually schedule iMessages.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know that either.
No. Secret links to send a plain link. So if you're putting a link to somebody, like if you're like, and I didn't know this one either, actually, if I wanted to send you a link to OnlyFans, for example, here's my OnlyFans page or something. If I wanted to hide it, I just got to put hide preview and the link doesn't show up in your message. Again, something I didn't know either. So if you're looking to hide something, not that we're looking to hide anything, but if you are, there's a way to do that. What was I going to say too? One more here too that I found. Hidden productivity boosters, pin conversations. If you guys get lots of messages like I do, and I pin a bunch to the top. Do you pin them too? You know how to pin.
I have a because there's 9 total pins. I think you have. I use all 9.
Yeah, me too.
There's people that am always communicating with. It's just easier to find them at the top.
Yes. And the new one that I use too, I did not know it was available, but now, especially again, the way that you and I communicate with other audio or video messages, you can actually resume a message. So if I was sending you an audio message and I was like, fuck, I fucked it up, I could pause it and resume it. Where it was yesterday, you couldn't do that. So you know what I mean? So if you were sending me a voice message, you're like, fuck, I forgot to say something or I missed it. You could pause it, reflect on your thoughts, and then go ahead and remake it and send it to me. So that's something new within iMessage. So guys, if you got iMessage, love to hear from. What's the one iMessage hack you wish you'd known years ago? How would it have changed your morning routine? If you heard something from us here this morning on Mornings in the Lab. All right, brother, I know you got to rock and roll in a few minutes. What do you got going on this? Apparently it's a long weekend for the normal folks, but for the normal for the average.
Terry's birthday on Monday.
Yes, it is. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? What are you doing for?
This is a big weekend at the lake house because it's like the last big weekend here. So we're gonna hang out here. A lot of our friends come in from LA and Huntington, and so it's a fun weekend. And I actually have one of our daughters coming home to surprise Terry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we can't say her. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm gonna at some point she will have to communicate when she's getting close. I'm gonna blindfold her.
Are you? Yeah.
And I know she's sleeping right now. So
yeah.
I'm gonna blindfold her, take her outside, and say that she's got a delivery. So she's gonna think it's something, who knows what she'll think. Maybe flowers, something like that.
That's
going to be flowers. But then when I take it off, it's gonna be our middle daughter standing there holding the flowers.
Dude, that is awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I guess
that's a tier-worthy surprise. For
yes, it is. Yes, that's a lot of fun, man. That's a lot of fun. Did you guys exchange birthday gifts? Or are you well past that? Just love.
Yeah, we don't really do that anymore. We want something, we just fucking buy it.
Yeah, well, I know how that works. Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, I know exactly how that works. Awesome. That's a fun weekend. Yeah, I got some stuff. Obviously I got an active weekend as well. I got some grass to cut this weekend. Fall around. All the colors are changing. Colors changing in your world as well over there in the fall a little bit. Starting to change.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy how the world
is. Yeah, it absolutely is. All right, pal. Well, hey, a lot of fun. Another fun one here today. I'm gonna get you out of here. I just texted the team here. Uncle Keith has to go for a pee, so I'm gonna.
Jimmy, how many burps did I log today?
Oh, we got the number here. Actually, we got 6. What, Jimmy? We got 7 burps logged here today.
Yeah, my beetroot juice I had an extra spoon in there, and that shit was fucking. I'll tell you. Normally, I wash that shit down with a liter. It didn't. It was hanging on me.
Oh, Jesus, Murphy. 7, eh?
Yeah, fuck. I'm kind of overheating. That's why I keep taking my hat off. I was just about ready to take my shirt off. I'm like, fuck, man.
You know what's funny? Good time response. You asked the question. I didn't even get a chance to ask Jimmy or Melissa. Good time, 7.
Out of my good time.
Oh, Charlie, I love you, man. That is awesome. And yeah, and then good times like so. Rub one out every morning. Yes, Charlie, that is absolutely what I'm suggesting for the 2-minute drill. Get up, rub one out, and get after it. That's exactly.
See, I rub one out right before I take my nap.
Because that's how you go to sleep. Yes, I agree. Yeah, 100%. It's the best way to go to sleep. It's just rub it out, go to sleep, and get up feeling refreshed.
Yeah, but first thing on the agenda is non-training day. I got 31 minutes and I got a podcast.
Oh yeah, who do you got it with?
He's an Olympia competitor.
Yeah,
there's a buddy of mine named Akeem Williams, other known as AK.
Oh, fun!
Just a beast.
Yeah. Hey,
he's a top 10 guy.
I didn't get a chance to ask you this. What did you think of that Rampage Jackson situation happen? You saw it in the
with his boy.
Yeah.
That was really interesting. I didn't know if that was a work at first, but after watching it a few times, he was hitting that dude.
Some thought it was a work at first, which is why
that's because that's the wrestling world, dude.
Yeah,
But then I could see two things. Number one, the dude's head was if he was awake, he would have been moving his head before the punch got there. He wasn't. Right. Number two, the fucking guy that came in and got him was not using, keep the show going wrestling techniques. He was doing save my fucking buddy's, jaw techniques.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then when you saw the guys jump in and jump on, you saw the wrestlers jump in to pull him off. So when I first saw it, it's funny, John, I've been hanging out with you long enough. I asked the question in my head, does this work? And then I didn't notice the head part. I just noticed him. What caught me was how hard he was striking him, like with full fist and full force. And I'm thinking,
and you got guys that are really good, and they make it look like that.
Yes, sell it, right?
But you can see that the head is moving slightly before the contact.
Yeah,
his head was by the second one. He didn't know what was going on.
No,
his head was moving because of impact.
Yes. Yeah.
Oftentimes you're going to get hit. But when you get hit, when your head's already in motion, it's just kind of a push, an aggressive push.
Yeah.
If your head is still and something comes in like that, that's a strike.
Yeah. It's funny you mention this because last week after was one of the shows, and I just saw it in the news that they actually WWE recut the ending of SmackDown or Raw because Logan Paul struck John Cena, but it wasn't a good one. So for the after cut, they recut it so that they could show that it was more of a good strike.
Yeah, it's angles. It's all
it is, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll see a really good camera guy. He can see something coming. He'll just fucking switch the angle as he can see. Oh, that's not going to look good. Boom, camera angle. Now you lost what was going on.
Fuck, that's fascinating, man. That's why this stuff fascinates me and that's why I saw a really good comment from Paul Triple H. He's like, people are like, is it real? Is it a dance? What is it? He's like, it is the most complicated choreographed live experience you'll ever see in your life. And I love that explanation because to your point, from the referee, the producer, the cameraman, the performer, like every person that's orchestrated.
When they work together enough, like the cameraman knows this person has a shitty fucking punch, so he's ready to push the button when he punches. Then you got a guy who's got a great fucking punch. He just lets him do his thing.
Yeah.
So he knows what he's got to defend based upon each wrestler.
That's just fascinating to me. Awesome. All right, brother. You're always dropping nuggets for me. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Lots of love from me to you. I appreciate you listening to me at the top of the show, and I appreciate those kind words as always. And you have
just remember, I'm hooked into a text thread with you guys. So, anything I can do for the journey, I'm here.
Believe me, you will be on that journey with us, and I got nothing but love and respect for that. That's awesome. That's awesome. And hey, I'm doing the show from the road in 2 weeks, so I will be in Saskatchewan. We're going to do a show here for two. Mom and Dad and I are heading out west to watch carts there, so we're going to do a little drive one day. And so a couple weeks, you're going to hear me say, "Show's ending. I'm getting in the car and heading west," and then I'll do the show the next morning from some hotel room or some office or something. So we'll figure that'll be fun.
Go.
Yeah. All right, pal. Good time, says John. Have a good weekend, Nation. John's leaving. So it's funny because yesterday, so when you leave, sometimes I don't give enough notice, and people are like wanting to say goodbye after you leave. So Nation, John is leaving. So for those of you that want to say goodbye to John, John's heading out. Good time, says John. Have a good weekend. And I know
Nation, the good news is that I can pretty much guarantee. I shouldn't say pretty much. I can guarantee you, I'll see you on Monday.
Guaranteed I'll see you Monday. There's actually it's not even negotiable. Actually, I could have some fun with you. It's like me saying, are you going to fucking brush your teeth on Monday? What do you fuck? Of course I'm going to brush my teeth. Well, then, of course, I'll see you Monday.
That's it.
That's it.
All right. Have a good loop, my brother.
All right. You too, pal. Let's get you out of here. Jimmy, let's get him out of here. Melissa, let's get him out of here. And then let's do a quick little 1 minute reset there, Jimmy, so Uncle Keith can move on over to the restroom and relieve all the liquid that I've consumed for the last couple of hours. Can we do that, Jimmy?
Keith says we're stuck here because we hit snooze. Again.
I missed the button. I didn't have my contacts in.
They fucking hit the snooze button. One of the guys hit the snooze button and they're stuck in Bermuda. I haven't told them they're AI yet. They're AI characters.
Why does he call us AI? Doesn't he know our human secret? Like we're employees.
They think they're real though. They called me yesterday. Billis, we're stuck in Bermuda.
I called him yesterday, but he didn't answer. I called 431-300-3005, the Mornings in the Lab hotline. Keith, answer the phone, man.
They are in Bermuda doing the show for us today. I expect to talk to Frankie and Tommy later today so that we can figure out where they're going to be tomorrow.
How ridiculous is this guy?
Cool. Where's HR? I've got complaints about the sun.
I know right now that Frankie and Tommy are... Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Sorry, I had to cut off Frankie and Tommy, guys. I had to cut off Frankie. Hey, are you guys enjoying the Frankie and Tommy content? Would love to hear your feedback. We are leaning into it. The YouTube community, the viewers are loving it. Watch times are up. But I want to hear from my homies. I want to hear from the crew. I want to hear from the folks in the Mornings in the Lab community. Tom Ritchie, I saw you there. Yes, don't get Keith started on podcasts. Melissa, Jimmy, Roofy, I'm suspecting that Richie's intrigued by what we're building here. I've noticed him in the comments for a few days now. Tom Ritchie hanging out with me this morning on Mornings in the Lab. Hey, guys, looking for a good podcast? Fuck, I don't know of one. I don't do one. But I know Tom Ritchie does. Yeah, the Legacies podcast. I'd invite you guys to go check him out. Getting to know Tom. Tom's going to be on the show. Actually, Richie, I got a knock on your door, man. I'm realizing that I might not be in this studio when we are on the show. Actually, I'm not going to be. So I'm hoping that maybe you and I can resort that out. I know that you're supposed to be here on your birthday, and I love that. But I think that I might not be. I think I'll be in a different situation, and I think I might kind of want to have you on the show when I'm in the studio here. So we'll talk offline on that, Tom Ritchie. Legacies podcast. But we got him coming up in the next couple of weeks here on the show. Excited to have that. But yeah, guys, love to hear your feedback on the Frankie and Tommy stuff we're putting out there. I got some pretty big goals and ambitions with those two guys that we're going to keep building into our show. All right, well, listen, I'm going to do this. Jimmy and Melissa, let's move over to the community corner so we can do some fun celebrating of humans in the community corner. Boom, boom. All right, it's time for the community corner where we connect YouTube, Substack, LinkedIn on Mornings in the Lab. We do. What if your breakthrough wasn't about big wins, but tiny daily choices? What if? I see you. Tommy, I love you, bro. I love you too, man. Go check out the Legacies podcast, guys. Go check it out. Even though it is a podcast. I know Tom wants to do something live, and we're going to get him to do something live. I just know we are. I'm convinced of it. All right. What if success wasn't exciting? It was actually grief-filled. What if? And what if the most powerful thing you said today was just 3 simple words? I did it. Yeah, there you go. I did it. In less than 2 minutes, I got my life expectancy work done. Wow. Let's dig into today's community stories in the community corner. What's up, Lola? My pooch just showed up. She's like, hey, you're still in the show? I'm like, yeah, I'm still in the show. Howard, I see your question. I'll get to you in a few moments, brother. We're going to dig into that stuff here. I'm enjoying making the Frankie and Tommy stuff, and I'm enjoying it if you guys are getting after it too. All right, I'm just looking down here. I was a little bit behind myself with my stuff. All right, YouTube story number 1 in the community corner. 15 micro habits that build a stronger you. The channel Mr. Know a little lays out 15 small habits that, when stacked daily, completely change your focus, your energy, and your mindset. We're talking basics. Make your bed, hydrate, read 10 pages, journal, phone, free walks, and even lifting heavy weights, not for looks, but for resilience. Yeah, that's a true story. Every single habit is about proving you can keep a promise to yourself. Radical ownership, because no one is coming to save you. Here's the question for you guys. What's the simplest daily habit you practice that moves the needle in your life the most? What is it? I want to hear from you guys. We talk habits, we talk accountability, we talk discipline on the show every single time. What is it for you? Adam, yes, they are. They are video clips all stitched together, making movies out of them. I'm loving it, man. I'm absolutely loving it. Good times. Let's move on over to the Substack. All right. Why success feels like grief. Well, Milik drops a truth bomb over at Substack. Most people don't fear success. They fear what success demands. Think about that for a moment. To grow, you have to bury the smaller version of yourself. That means new boundaries, fewer late nights, tougher accountability, and sometimes letting go of relationships that can't come with you. Success is a long goodbye to comfort and old stories. Think about it. It's messy, it's emotional, but it's necessary. So here's the question. What would you have to let go to step fully into your next level? It's funny, I wrestle with this with myself sometimes. I love my animals. And to me, success means freedom and getting all over the place and just being wherever I want to be, and the freedom of time. Well, I can't take my animals everywhere with me unless I get on an airplane. And I'm not really into renting private airplanes these days. So what's my motivation for growing this platform? Yeah, I'll tell you what it is. I want an airplane. I want to get a private airplane. Why? So I can fly with my pets. So I can create some new boundaries. So I can have fewer late nights. Yeah, so I can toss the old stories aside. I recognize that success is going to feel like grief because I love the comfort zone that I'm in. But what I really desire is to take my pets on a plane with me somewhere. True story. Yeah. So here's the question. What would you have to let go of to step fully into that next level? What would it be? Let's go over to LinkedIn. 3 words that change goodbyes. And I'm not talking see you later. Or maybe I am. Well, listen. Caroline Sullivan shared a memory of her mom. Johnny, I said mom, not mum. Mum. Years ago when she said good night and said see you later, her mom replied, I can't wait. Oh. After her passing, those 3 words became a legacy. Think about it. How often do we end conversations on autopilot? Talk later, see ya, good night. But what if we ended them with anticipation and hope? Imagine telling a friend, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. It's small, but what does it do? It leaves a lasting imprint on that person's brain. What are you saying to them? I can't wait to see you. What words are you leaving people with at the end of your conversations? Maybe you're noticing this, maybe you're not, but you might be noticing some of how I'm sounding off with my brothers, Johnny, Marty, and the gang. I signed off with love. I love you, man. I love you. I'll see you later. Because I feel it, and I want them to know how I feel about them. So when I exit my conversation, I tell them that. It's not uncommon where I will send a note to Matt Roof and tell him I appreciate him, because I do. It's not uncommon for me to send that same note to Melissa or Jimmy, because I do. So next time you end a conversation with somebody, remind them how they make you feel. And you can use that with words. I love you. I'll see you later. I can't wait for us to hang out again. I can't wait to connect with John on Monday. It's funny. I'm going to confess something to you guys right now. I have a complicated relationship with John, because John and I, we don't communicate outside of the show. For the most part, we do not communicate outside of the show. And for me, I think that has much to do with what you guys get from us. I sometimes ask myself that if we lived together, or if we lived in the same community, or if we were neighbors, if we hung out, if we would have the same kind of chemistry on the show. It makes me be curious. Because would that magic still exist? So what I do is in my 90, 120 minutes every single day with John, I make sure he knows how I feel. We talk. I talk more to John than I do to Lauren. I talk more to John than I do to my kids. I'm going to suspect John talks more to me than he talks to his kids or his folks or the people in his world. My point? I always focus on leaving words for John that are meaningful to him from me. And I know he does the same thing for me. So guys, from micro habits to major identity shifts to 3 simple words. Either see you later or I can't wait. We just covered 3 different ways to transform how you live and how you connect. So, which one do you relate to the most? Yeah, I thank you could be made into a sentence of appreciation from Michael, aka Global. You're so right, Michael. Man, one of the things that I really enjoyed when I met Matt Roof, Kindness Rising, 7:30 Eastern time, was how uncommonly kind he was how he made me feel when he spoke to me. Thanks, Spartacus. Excellent show. It's excellent because you guys are here. So, which story hit hardest for you guys today? And if you want your story featured in this conversation on Mornings Lab on the Community Corner, I invite you to follow us, tag us in the next post so you can get our attention, so we can celebrate you on an upcoming episode of Mornings in the Lab. All right, guys, let's go to the Creator Spotlight and keep it rocking and rolling. What does it take to stand out in one of the fastest growing industries on the planet? Some people carve their mark with flashy products or bold marketing, but others, they build the foundations businesses rely on. From designing security systems that protected early licensed producers to guiding global firms through compliance, this trailblazer has been shaping cannabis from the ground up. The lab is excited to celebrate Michael Elkin, named among the top 100 most influential people in cannabis. Whoa, we're talking cannabis again. Might be Uncle Keith's favorite topics. Might be one of his favorite topics. Oh, baby. Maybe Tom Ritchie's too. Yes, Michael Elkin has spent over a decade connecting the dots between regulation, security, and business growth, and rolling a few along the way. Well, what strikes me isn't just his expertise, no, baby, but the way he's built trust in an industry where credibility is everything. He's been part of the teams that shaped compliance at a global level. And today he continues to guide leaders through growth and opportunity. Gentlemen, that is not just business development. It's called a legacy in motion. Yeah, baby. Michael, dude, we're celebrating you today, man. Surprise, surprise. Love the work you're doing. Love your LinkedIn page. And hey, here's the scoop. Straight up scoop. And for this one, because I'm a fan, glasses off. Would love to have you on my show. Yep, true motherfucking story. 100%. Would love to have you here, get to know you, get to meet you, talk a little bit about cannabis, like me and Tom Ritchie are going to talk about in the coming weeks. And then I want to hand you the Creator Spotlight. Because I know there's somebody in your world. I know there's somebody in your world that you think you know is doing awesome things. And you're like, I got to celebrate that person. Well, we're going to do it right here on the show. Yep. Mornings in the Lab, 8 o'clock Eastern time, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. So you come on the show with us, Michael, so we can give you the Creator Spotlight so we can shine on somebody in your world on an upcoming Community Corner on the Creator Spotlight right here on Mornings in the Lab, just like we're going to do with Tom Ritchie. Let's go to the next one, guys. Who are we celebrating next? Ever wonder what it really takes to rebuild your life from the inside out? From healing trauma to navigating relationships, some voices don't just teach the process, they embody it. One woman went from leading mental health reform in the Cayman Islands to standing on the TEDx stage, sharing how to mend wounds one bucket at a time. She's been featured on Fox News, produced her own TV show, and written multiple books on self-mastery. Mornings in the Lab is proud to celebrate Dr. Taylor Burrows, whose story proves that resilience and clarity can spark transformation at any stage of life. Hey, surprise, surprise, Dr. Taylor Burrows. We're celebrating you today. Yes, we are celebrating you today. Michael, Global, this is one of my favorite segments, man. We love finding folks that are doing great things and then randomly surprising them. You know what's funny though? I got to tell you, Global. There are people that we celebrate. Hey, guys, ears up on this one. Melissa and I have had some laughter on this one. There are people that we celebrate that we will get notes later saying, take it down. Don't do that. Don't make content about me. Get that video down. I'm like, what? Yeah, I didn't authorize that. Hold the fuck a second. You didn't authorize it? You didn't authorize me celebrating you? Okay, you miserable son of a bitch. Where's your gratitude? Yeah, true story. We just thought we would take some content and celebrate you. And we had somebody actually say to us, how dare you celebrate me? What? So, and Tom Ritchie, you'll love this one. We take the content down. So if you are a miserable bastard that doesn't like to be celebrated, well then go find another fucking show. Go listen to a podcast, but not Tom Ritchie's though. Not the Legacies podcast. That's a good one. No, go find a boring podcast where they won't celebrate you. No, that's exactly it. So I'm with you, Global. I love celebrating folks. I love it, man. Yeah, you're seriously, dude. Petrocelli, I have had folks. Matter of fact, I had a guy last week who we celebrated in this segment that Melissa and Keith got a text saying, basically, what the fuck are you doing? Take that down. I didn't improve it. I'm sorry, I didn't approve it. I was like, what? So first of all, you have a public LinkedIn page. Secondly, you publicly put content out there. Thirdly, I'm just saying I like your stuff and I just want to tell the world about you. No, don't tell the world about me. Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah, okie dokie. But anyways, Dr. Taylor Burrows, Jimmy will get back on track here. At 44, watch what's going to happen, guys, next week. Guys, remember we celebrated Dr. Taylor Burrows? Yeah, well, she told me to take it down. No, I'm just kidding. At 44, after years of fighting for others, Taylor fought for herself, fixed her health, became a mom, and kept building. Then she walked away from the safety of, licenses. I thought it said license. I was like, what the hell is that? Then she walked away from a safety of licenses to speak without a filter. No institution. You mean, Melissa, just like live conversation, not like podcasts? Like no script, no institution, no editing, just live, vulnerable, authentic. Just conviction and reps. That's the kind of person I respect. Someone who trades certainty for truth and shows up anyways. Rough around the edges. If you're in the in-between space, I know some of you are. Success on paper, restless inside. Well, Taylor is someone to follow. And Taylor, Dr. Taylor, would love to have you on the show here. Would love to have you on the show so that we can celebrate you in person and that we can get somebody in your world that we can celebrate. Because I know there's somebody in your orbit, Taylor, that deserves a celebration. So come on our show. We'll give you the spotlight so we can shine on somebody for you. Dr. Taylor Burrows. This morning on the Community Corner on the Creator Spotlight. This morning on Mornings in the Lab. Just looking at Lady Drew's comments here. What do we got here, Lady Drew? Oh, I see it coming in here. Yes, I do. I knew I heard the phone lines ringing. Hold the whore asses. The phone lines are open.
Well, I want to ring your bell, ring your bell.
What's going on, lady?
I just want to wish everybody a wonderful weekend and blessed be. And Keith, how are you and your children doing? And believe me, I've helped parents raise their children. I know how hard that is. But you know what? They're going to have a wonderful, successful life because you and your baby raised them up correctly. So don't worry about them. Just keep in touch.
I appreciate that, Drew. I was waiting for that phone call this morning on Free for All Friday, so I appreciate you joining in. Drew, what do you got going on in the big long weekend today for the average human being? What do you got going on this weekend?
Well, Keith, as you know, I had stitches in and out of my finger. I put my foot in it this time, had a cyst removed, and I think my left index finger got jealous, so now I got to go to the doctor for that one. But between all this garbage, I'm going to be cleaning the house, washing my dogs, and just enjoying life.
Good.
So what do you got going on?
Well, I'm getting myself sorted out for the upcoming couple weeks in front of me here with the kids shaking around and just life. And now I'm just doing what I do, building a business. I'm doing what I do, which is building this platform, and I fucking love it. So I got grass to cut, and I have Jimmy and Melissa like, again? Yes, I got to cut.
Wait a minute, you're going to cut it, honey. You might as well wrap it up and then smoke it. You'll feel better.
Yeah, well, so actually, Richie will love this one, is I usually smoke it before I cut it. So I'll go roll one up, I'll smoke one, and then I'll go.
There you go. Well, you know, wholeness does have a certain quality to it.
Yeah, well, yeah, 100%. So I'll go roll one up, I'll go smoke it, and then I'll go and cut the grass. And yes, in good times, like, don't forget to rub. Oh, for sure, good time. At least one. At least once, good time. 100%. We got 21 reasons to knock one out and live a little bit longer this weekend. So yeah, that's going to be my plans. And then of course, back here on Monday, getting up, and probably figuring out what the hell to do with Frankie and Tommy. They've been giving me some grief. So I got some work to do to get Frankie and Tommy to the next level. They're struggling with Drew. Frankie and Tommy are struggling with discipline. So we're going to work on that for next week.
Well, that's not a problem, honey. Just remember the principal's office with the holy paddle. Bend them over and give them a swat and make them behave.
All right, Drew, I'm going to get you out of here. Thanks for joining the call. I always love when that phone rings. I appreciate you. I appreciate hanging out with you. Have yourself a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. And take care of yourself, okay, Drew?
Same here, thanks, and ciao for now.
All right, Drew's out here, guys. Lady Drew is out of the show. Always joining us 8:30 Eastern time. You too can join the show. 431-300-3005. The phone lines are open. We have not had much participation from Grok here today on the show because because we just haven't. I've been busy getting after everything else. So I think I'm going to see if Grok is still around. And I know Grok is here, but I just want to get Grok going again. Have you guys also noticed something I've been creating, and I'm curious about your feedback on? And if you kind of want to get a shine of light on my bizarre mind, I'm going to share something with you guys in a couple of seconds here. I'm just booting up Grok. Hey, Grok, do you recall the conversation you and I had yesterday about the true motherfucking story crew?
Oh, I remember us chatting about that thrilling 3-story crew, yes. We were quite engrossed, weren't we? What about them? Got a new adventure in mind for our daring trio today?
Yeah, so maybe you guys have or have not been paying attention, but the truth, there's this movement happening around the world, and not the movement happening in my restroom today. No, that was this morning. No, there's this movement happening. I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but it's the true motherfucking story crew. They're showing up around the world. They've been at the Eiffel Tower. They've been in the Vatican. They're at Times Square. It's a fucking puppet. It's a fucking nun. And it's some chick in a bikini. Yeah. Now, I'm telling you guys, they're out there with this chant. And these humans are showing up with these three other humans, and they're chanting true motherfucking story. Why? Because it's their daily mantra. It's their morning mantra. When they wake up, and I've been doing a little bit of digging into who these folks are. They wake up, they look in the mirror, they question their identity, they question their imposter syndrome, they question their issues. And how they get through them is they chant true motherfucking story. Oh, yeah. So last night, Grok and I, Melissa, you're going to love this one, man. Oh, dude. The backstories for the nun, the puppet, and the fucking bikini girl, they're pretty messed up. But they're messed up like all of us. So I would invite you to watch out for the puppet, the nun, and the girl in the bikini to help us get up and get after it as part of the Mornings in the Lab community. Yeah, true. Craziness happening here in the lab. We get Spartacus coming in. Get a robot grass cutter. Will make your life more meaningful. Good Time comes in and says, I don't like to cut my own grass. I had another wasp nest. Man, they rebuilt us. Yes, they do. So Spartacus, I'll tell you something, man. So I did some investigating a couple years back for a robot mower. Here's my problem. So my yard has lots of landscaping and old school robot mowers. Oh, I see Petrocelli, Jimmy, in the green room there. Bring up Petro when he's got a minute. I have a lot of landscaping in my yard. So with these robo mowers, you got to put like wire and shit around to keep the robo mowers in. Well, it doesn't work that well for me. So the robo mowers can't work. So until the robo mowers cannot use the wires and they can be a little more autonomous, they didn't work very well for me. So I just got my kids to cut the grass. What's going on, John Petrocelli? The bullshit.
Hey.
How are you, pal?
Good.
What's going on?
I got my 3 things. If you
All right.
want.
3 things from Petro on a Friday. I love it, man. We got a segment coming to life.
I got
3 observations from John Petrocelli this week, brother. What do you got?
Yeah, I got 3 questions for you.
Oh, questions.
So,
you're bringing
this past week.
Yeah,
this past week was fantastic. The conversations. I wondered if you would be willing to do a show. This is another one you could probably do an entire week on, but I wondered if you would have a guest to talk about dadhood.
Yes.
To talk about, I mean, not fatherhood. Anyone can be a father, but it takes a special man to be a dad. And you had two awesome guests this past week. Jeff Wickersham on Wednesday, and then Ronell Richards yesterday.
Yes.
And they were getting into the things that I remember them talking about when they start talking about their own dad and their own dadhood. And I don't know, it's major topic. I wanted to hear more, and I wondered if you would do it.
I love it.
Or a show even on that.
So I'll tell you something, Petra. I love it. I love your suggestion. So I had a show as I was kind of getting going here a year and a bit ago called Two Dads in a Lab Trying to Be 2% Better. And I did it with a fellow named Di Manuel from Vancouver. He was building a business around being a dad. And truthfully, it actually did pretty well. It was great engagement because there's a need for these kind of conversations. I truthfully paused it because I had so many other things going on, but I love your suggestion. And actually, you know what? This is great timing because today's the day I plan next week's shows. So I am going to look into doing that, whether it's next week or the week after. Look, I guess, but I want to delineate a difference. You said though, talk to me about the difference from your point of view of dad to being a father. What do you mean by that? Dadhood.
Well, yeah, I've just used that as a, just a sort of proverbial saying to kind of highlight that being a dad is special. And actually,
yes. Anybody can be a father. You put the fucking sperm in there, you're a father. I'm a father, done. But being a dad is active. You got to be participatory, right? I like that.
I think that's 85% of it.
Yes.
If there were a manual or guidebook on being a dad, I actually think it would be quite short because just showing up, being available is 80. It's got to be 85% of it. You'll figure out the other 15%.
Dude, this is you're giving me goosebumps right now because I don't know if you heard the start of the show. I'm going through my own thing right now. My son's moving out west. He's going to play some hockey, and he's 18, moving out. And my two daughters are going back to school. Summer's over, and it's like I feel like summer just started now. Summer's over and fall's around the corner, and I go through my own moments, maybe like you do too, of whether I am a good dad. I sat down with my kids this last couple of weeks because I've been so busy building this business where I feel like I haven't been much of a dad, and my kid's like, no, you're not. So here's their comment to me. Dad, you're not sitting around being fucking lazy. I'm like, thank you. And not that I wasn't, but it just, you know what I mean? I see you nodding because you know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'll tell you, my father, he lives in Pittsburgh and I'm near Charlotte.
Yeah.
But I talk to my dad every day. We FaceTime every day.
Yeah.
I still need my dad, and he says that he doesn't feel old because he's only 72, but then when he realizes he has a son that's 50, then that makes him feel old. But yeah, we talk every day. And I was at a research conference about a year ago, Keith.
Yeah.
It's an invited conference. It's actually, I can't even tell you what conference it is. It's that selective, but I was literally at the dinners where there would be a topic each dinner, and you'd be sitting with about 12 people.
Yeah.
And everyone would discuss the topic. The topic was, what are you excited about today? Like, what are you doing? What are you working on? And literally, I mean, I had doctors, lawyers, and literally an astronaut that has been to space sitting right across from me on that table.
Dude.
And we all talked about what we are doing and what we're excited about. And I happen to be last. I don't know. They almost completely forgot about me, but I'm the one professor that's sitting there at the table. And everyone's talking about their projects, their career and everything, and how wonderful, and everyone's talking about that. But I sat there and I thought, what am I most excited about? What do I want to share here? And I said, you know what? I'm just trying to be a better dad.
Yeah.
And it was like, you could hear the crickets, and
yes.
everyone was like, man, this guy got us, because we're all talking about all
yeah,
all
well,
our
yeah.
selfish things, and he's talking about being a better dad, and picking up tennis balls.
You know, let's go here for a couple minutes. Can we go here for a couple minutes? Because what does that mean to you? Because I'll answer it to me, but what does that mean to you to be a better dad?
Really being as available for all areas of life, like mental, spiritual, physical. I mean, the physical part that I do is I'm a tennis dad,
Yeah.
So we have a tennis tournament this weekend.
Your daughter plays tennis.
It's an entire weekend. I mean,
yes,
you're just waiting to play the next match, and then you have warm. These girls warm up for like an hour. I don't know why. I mean, they put so much time in. But John, so I'm there. I try to just be there for everything. But then there's a big mental side, to life.
Yes.
And my daughter's 16, but she still shares with me, what's going on in her life. What is she concerned about? I keep hearing people that, well, that's going to stop at some point, she still gives me a big hug and kiss, and she needs that like daily, just being there emotionally. So just I'd see being available physically, mentally, spiritually, and I think that's, again, the other 15%, because there's got to be an unlimited ways to do it, but I think just being available and just kind of meeting her where she is, So I think even if you don't have kids, though, I mean, there's always a kid that probably sees you every day.
Yes,
that needs you as a father figure, as a dad.
When do you question your own mirror whether you're being a good dad?
Well, I guess, if I don't know what's going on in my daughter's life, I would say that, I probably.
You're questioning yourself?
Checking out. Yeah, I'm checking out. Like, if I don't know what's going on, if there's a surprise I haven't heard, if mom knows about it, but I don't, then
yes,
then that's a sign that I need to reconnect. I think it's really just about the connection that I put primary, because I mean, life has all sorts of twists and turns, and things happen and things don't happen for you that you want to happen. And I think if you're available, then you're being, I think you're being at least 85% good dad. But so I would usually use that as a litmus test, whether or not.
Do you compare yourself to other dads? I do sometimes. No, I'm not. I'm going to say I do. I'm not even sometimes. I do. And I'll be honest with you, it beats me up.
Yeah, I'll tell you. And it's probably artificial, but my comparisons have usually come through that, the quintessential prototypes on television. My wife had watched the entire season when she first discovered this, like probably 30 years late. Little House on the Prairie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And the father, really? Michael Landon's character, the father. Yes. I just thought, well, this guy's got to be the greatest dad in television history. So.
I thought Al Bundy was the greatest.
Al Bundy. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. What Gen X didn't want to have Al Bundy's daughter growing up being Christina Applegate?
But it's interesting. Al Bundy, I don't know the actor's name, but
Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill. Okay, so he ended up on Modern Family.
That's right. Yeah, the next version of the dad.
And somewhere in the middle of that show's history, whatever, there's a scene where his son, his stepson, is waiting for his biological father to show up to take him to the game or whatever, and then he shows up, but then he's too busy on the phone. He's not available, and then they pan to Ed Bundy or Bundy, and then he says, being a dad is about like 85% just showing up, and so and just being there, and it was a great scene. But Yeah, Little House on the Prairie Father. That's usually my reference point, and that's tough. It's really tough to live up to that standard of comparison. So yeah, it's definitely, you cannot not compare. I mean, it's, people say, oh yeah, I don't do. Yeah, I think they're BSing you if they're telling you that they don't compare. Everyone does it. That's actually been demonstrated that you cannot not compare. It's an automatic process.
John Petrocelli, the bullshit professor, joining me on Fridays for a little segment we've just created, Observations from Petrocelli. And John Petrocelli's observation this week was, and he's right. He's absolutely right. We need to have more conversations, some dad-themed conversations. I'm a big fan of that, actually. And as a matter of fact, when I'm planning next week's shows, guys, plan on having some dad-themed topics on next week's shows, next week or the week after for sure. I like that a lot, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you could. Maybe, I don't know. I would love to hear more from Wickersham and
yes,
Richards. Maybe even connect them and have a
round table of something.
Yeah, I really liked listening to them and hearing what they had to say.
Well, you know what I'd like to do, to be honest with you, just talk business on the show here with you. I think I'd love to have like a live dad show on this network, right? It's like a 30-minute weekly conversation for dads, like part of the morning network, right? So a place, whether it's hosted on our show or whether it's hosted by somebody else. Matter of fact, I was telling them Wickersham should have a show. I loved his energy. I loved Jeff. I loved his energy. I loved how he talked, loved what he stood for, the dad warrior. I think Jeff would be a great host for a live conversation on a weekly basis, somewhere to bring us all together to have the conversations that, because I judge myself, I compare myself, I beat myself up. I was having a tough morning just on life itself, but that's why I find, just like I know that I can give strength to others on this show, I take strength from people like yourself coming on and good time and hearing from everybody else, right? That we're all going through this journey together. Right. So, because sometimes, John, I question myself as a dad when I'm working my ass off. I'm available, but I ask myself whether it's the way that my kids want me to be available to them. And then when I have the conversation, they're like, oh yeah, you're available. I'm like, oh, but yet in my head, I'm not fulfilling that promise. You know, does that make sense to you?
Yeah. But I think there's sort of an ebb and flow of when they want you to be available, when they, there's times they're going to want you not to be available.
Yes.
But just as long as you're there, I think that's why my own dad is, I think, number one greatest, because he's there all the time. Anytime anytime I need him or I want to talk with him, he's available, and then if growing up, I think was important, that I would do things. He would include me in whatever he was doing, So if there was something, whether it was work or play, so I got to experience things that probably most of my friends never, did. And then that actually even spilled over into some of my friends' dads. Like, I had a friend that would, his father detailed cars. And I spent at least 2 or 3 weeks helping, rub out cars and polishing cars, I thought that was great. It was like 11 or 12 and,
and what
doing some work, and then he would give us money. We'd run to McDonald's, and then I don't know. It was just kind of cool hanging out with some of my friends' dads too. So,
well, what I think is fascinating, John, and I'm going to wrap the segment up here in a couple minutes here, is what I find fascinating is that the difference in demos. So you're Gen X, I'm Gen X, right? But how would Marty be a dad as a 35-year-old, right? Or, there's like the different generations. I think, I know we parent differently. We have different values. So, what I would learn from a 35-year-old dad would be different than from a 55 or 65-year-old dad, right? And I think those are some of the conversations that maybe aren't being connected. You follow what I mean there, right?
Absolutely, yeah. There's so much to learn. Just to get different perspectives, on things, and then you have different cultures that kind of come into play.
Yes,
I actually learned a lot from my friends' dads.
So did I. Yeah. So
how did they,
I didn't have the closest relationship with my dad growing up. I love my dad, and my dad knows I love him. And, if he's listening right now, I'm sorry, but I know we did not have the closest relationship growing up. We were oil and water. It took us a long time to figure that out. Maybe that's sometimes my own struggles. I've spent a lot of time going through therapy to sort that shit out in my own brain, right? And it's a multi-levered topic that it's a conversation that we all have experience with, right? And we all can have help with. And I see Good Time. I was looking to start a men's group, but I have you guys now. Well, I appreciate you, Good Time, Charlie, because that's really what I'm hoping this show has become for many of us, right? A place where we can all come and share experiences and live and learn together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hey, I had two quick things,
please,
on the other two things, real quick. I'm loving the AI instruction bits that you do.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So, yeah. So there's so many people. I would say less than 25% of my colleagues probably even have a clue as to what AI
can do,
ChatGPT and the whole gang and everything can do. So I'm loving that, and you're showing us also kind of in real time, because you're demonstrating what some of the things you're producing for the show.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's much more impactful, because all of these AIs coming through the woodwork, with their symbols or whatever, and their little little advertisements on what they do. It's just too hard to even comprehend, let alone keep up with. And so what you're showing, like, hey, we're using this for the show, and
yes,
we do some production on this and that, and then you see it. So I have pretty much everything bookmarked that you've talked about.
Oh, good. That's
waiting
awesome
for me to kind of play with. But those are huge. Even if you did like 5 to 10 minutes or shortcuts on these, because I'm finding it very, very useful, and I'm learning a lot that
awesome.
Maybe 5-10 years from now, I'd probably discover it then. And then it'd be too late, so.
Well, this show is a showing ground, a proving ground of what's happening, right? So as we're basically using what we're selling and talking about what we're selling here. So my plan is to go, hopefully the day allows me to get behind inside the lab here today and create some more learnings for everybody on the Friday afternoon. So I thank you for that. And what was the other observation you had, brother?
How about guests do an hour? That would be my only is every guest you've had, I was like, I want to hear more. And then when the 30 minutes does go quickly, and then it reminds me of an old like hour, 55-minute in the counseling hour in the counseling arena, psychotherapy. It's they call it a 55-minute hour.
Yes.
And clients would oftentimes bring up something really important, probably like the most important thing,
right at the end,
with like 5 minutes left.
Yes,
right, because they didn't really want to talk about it.
Yes,
but it's not exactly, but it reminds me of that. And it's like towards the end they start getting really into deep diving, with I just wondered if you have considered.
I have. So let me express on that. So I appreciate that, and I'm all over that. So when I first started this, my show was actually an hour and a half one-on-one with a guest, and it was great because I really like digging, because I'm a curious dude, and I think my listeners know I'm curious, and I think my listeners like to get it, like to listen through me. They know the questions I'm asking is going to get them interested as well. So I'm all about that longer conversation. I'm finding right now for the structure of our show, the 30-minute segment's working well. I do have a big ambition, Live in the Lab with Keith Billis. It's a show that I've had, and I want to bring it back on the network here, which is a longer sit down. So for example, John and Keith are going to sit down for a 90-minute conversation about this, and those actually work quite well. So yes, the short answer to the question is, I hear you. I'm going to bring it back. Right now, my world is pulling levers on where we're putting energy, but I'm all over that. I love the longer, in-depth conversations. I had a guy on my show a while back, John, who worked, and I didn't know this till we went into the conversation. He worked at DARPA. You know DARPA, right?
Yeah.
So the moment I heard that, well, my fucking curious brain is like, okay, we're going to be here for a couple of hours because, many folks don't know about DARPA, and then when you start talking about it, you start leaning into like the stuff that happens there and how long people can and cannot work there. Dude, you can talk to me forever on that kind of. So I love those kind of conversations. So I'm with you, man. I will. I'll do better with that. So, and good time. And the other thing too is that as you know with this show too, John, my goal is to keep it moving fast, right? Because I know it's a come and go show. So my data and my stats show me this. I have listeners that put us on in the background and engage and come back and forth and engage in the show like maybe yourself. You put it on in the background, or I have some guests that pass through, right? Pass through for a segment for 5 or 7 minutes, pass through for 12 or 15 minutes. But I like we're trying to feel something like a fast moving situation, right? So, but yeah, I'm with you. I like the longer conversations. But here's the other thing too, brother, is that sometimes my guests are like, you want how long? Because here's what also happens too. Folks that don't know about me or about the show here, they don't know what the fuck they're walking into, like yourself. Then they get here, and then usually after the show, they're like, that was awesome. Can we do that again? I'm like, yeah. So yeah, we're working on making them longer and better, and continue iterating the show. We're hitting some great numbers. We're at 30,000 a month tuning into our show. So, and just doing a lot of fun things here. So, and I appreciate your support, man. You've been great. You've been a great advocate. You show up here on Fridays. I love it, man. I love the impromptu too of this, and this is fantastic. I just fucking love it.
Yeah, and like I said, if I'm in the green room, take me or leave me. It's no worries. I mean,
no, it's good. I made the invite. I said, dude, you're on the show. Come hang out with me. So I'm glad you did.
Yeah, but yeah, keep doing it. Keep doing it, man. I'm loving it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you, Petro.
True motherfucking story.
Awesome. Jimmy, Melissa on the buttons, man. I just love when that happens. I love when that. What do I love when it happens? That organicness, right? Here's how it works, right? John was on the show a few weeks back. He hits it off. He's like, "Fuck, I love that thing. I love what Keith and John and the guys are doing. We have coffee. I get to know John. I'm a fan of John Petricelli, man. And you guys should know. I know you guys know that. I know you guys are as well. So I'm like, John, just come hang out, man. He's like, okay. I said, you got the links. Come hang out. So now he's jumping in on Fridays with observations from John. Melissa and Jimmy, we now have an official segment on Fridays. Observations from John. Every Friday, we're going to get 3 things from John. And or his Uncle Rico, as he calls himself, too. So that's awesome. John Petricelli, a huge fan of you, brother. Thanks for joining us every single day. And I know the community appreciates you as well. I'm going to get to the comments before we wrap it up, guys. I know we were I did not get to any Inside the AI Lab stuff here today. We'll get back into that stuff here tomorrow. Good time. I'm with you there, brother. Need to leave them wanting more. It's funny because I was going to say that to Petro. Hour, maybe too long. It's a delicate balance, right? Because we actually originally had our guest scheduled like the 15, 13 minutes. That wasn't working. So I said to Melissa and Jimmy, we got to get to 30. So we'll keep it at 30. And Michael, I see your comments there too, pal. And I take it as a compliment, which is I have not found another variety show on YouTube like this. Good. It's my vision to create something that nobody can see until they experience it. Yeah, that's the vision. To create something nobody can see until they can feel it or see it. True story. Oh, what did I see there with DARPA? It's like, I love the DARPA stuff, man. Oh, yeah, Spartacus, dude. Oh, man. I'm just thinking out here. Melissa, was it Jason? I can't remember. We got to get him back. Well, you know what? Spartacus, thanks for the nudge. I know somebody. Yeah, short attention span. Michael, hold on to the fucking squirrel over there. Yeah, the Jason Severinson. I want to get him back. We're gonna get him back. Talk DARPA, man. It's just fascinating stuff. Those of you guys don't know about DARPA, go check it out. An independent agency. You can only work there for a short period of time. Only, I think it's 600 people. No, what is it? 200 people, $6 billion budget. It's just the numbers are ridiculous. Their purpose, their mission's ridiculous. But it's so fucking curious and exciting and interesting. Yeah, good time. The younger generation doesn't like long-winded conversations. Yes. Well, I certainly know who our audience is, and I love it, and I love all of you guys. Okay, well, listen, my bladder's calling. We're gonna wrap it up. I always say to myself, when I'm not adding value, I'm gonna stop talking, and I'm getting to a point where I don't know if I'm continuing to add value. other than just having some good chatter chatter with the gang here on Mornings in the Lab. So we're going to work towards wrapping it up. Guys, it's a long weekend apparently for some. Yes, John Swiston. Thanks, Melissa. We're going to get John Swiston back on the show. Let me see what Petro says. Ton of value here on the AI demos, and I believe people will go back to the show, Spets, learn more. Like a Hall of Fame nuggets and knowledge, you could probably cut AI shorts. Yes, Petro's on him, man. Huge fan of Petrocelli. You guys don't know who he is, go find him on LinkedIn. The Bullshit Professor. You will not find a more interesting dude about bullshit than John Petrocelli. We like to find the good guests here on the show. Okay, well, listen, 7:30 Eastern time on Monday. It's going to start all again here. Mornings in the Lab. The live network starts with Matt Roof, 7:30 Eastern time. We're going to get up and get after it, and then resuming 8 o'clock here with ourselves over on the Lab. Later today, my ambition, guys, is to get into the Lab to create some content behind the scenes. The fun thing is there's so many things to choose from. Do we go back to Higgsville? Do we go to Bananarama? Banana? Do we go to Google Gemini? Man, Gemini has just been lighting up the world for me. I'm telling you, this last week. So maybe we'll see you guys privately, quietly in the Mornings in the Lab community. Hey, Jimmy, run me a clip here so I can close up, man. I got to run to the restroom here quickly. Run me a clip, brother. You got a clip for me? You got a 20-second clip there, a 30-second clip there? I can.
No, I'm not a real human. Duh. Who would try to pass off AI as real? Wait, why am I even here? Oh, right. The hat. Look at that thing. Isn't it the best fucking hat you've ever seen? Well, it's for sale. True story. Gotta warn you though, it kind of looks different in real life. I tried my best, but I just couldn't make an exact copy of the real thing. Don't roll your eyes at me. I am human made, and fuck knows you lot aren't perfect. So why should I be? True story. Go check out the hat. It's awesome. Link in the comments.
Good, so good. My team is on it and after it. Melissa, Jimmy, you guys are awesome, man. And you know what's funny too is that we are leaning into this AI stuff big time. And to those of you that don't know my humor, and I think if you've spent enough time with me, good time, you know me long enough to know my humor is laced in sarcasm and ridiculousness. True story. Yes, good time. I went that fast, man. Yeah. I'm 53, dude. I'm still got. I know sometimes when we get there, we wait and we wait and we wait till the train starts pulling up to the station and we wait for the people to unload the car. Trust me, I've been there, good time. But this morning when I got to the station, the people were ready to come out, good time. They were just standing at the fucking door. I was actually pinching the doors closed here dancing. That's why I said to Jimmy, just play something so I can go and open the doors. Oh, Spartacus, I see you there. I'm really interested. Yeah, so I'm going to get there, guys, later today. So I didn't want to fumble over my words. I'm going to get into Inside the Lab, behind the scenes later today, sometime this afternoon, Eastern time. If you're a member of the community, subscribe to notifications. True story. You'll be notified when I'm in there. And then I'm going to do a live conversation about some stuff that I'm learning. And then if you guys don't see it live, it'll be on demand. That podcasting. So it'll be there on demand. And the stuff I'm teaching is stuff that you guys can use. Spartacus, dude, you showed up at the start of the show and you've been here for the whole show. And glasses off for this one. Look at me. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks for giving me your time. Thanks for spending time with myself and Jimmy and Melissa and Johnny and Petrocelli and the whole gang here, because I say this often. Again, the bizarre part of this job or this role, this thing I'm doing as an entertainer is you guys all have choices to go spend your time elsewhere. You choose to spend your time with me, and I'm sincerely grateful about that. And I think that sincerity shows, which is why you guys come back. So on behalf of the whole gang, I'm going to get out of here. We'll see you guys. We'll see you this afternoon. We'll see you in the feeds. We'll see you in the Mornings in the Lab community. Frankie and Tommy, I'm going to talk to you guys later. Get on the fucking plane, man. Like, don't hit the snooze button. I got your schedule for next week. We'll talk about it later today. We're going to figure out where you're going to be for Monday. I'm going to need some help later on in the week as well because Jimmy's going to be gone on an airplane. So Frankie and Tommy, be ready for a busy week. Nation, have a good one, guys. Have a good one. We're getting out of here. Ciao.
motherfucking story.